Hi, Stevia. Let me send some invites out.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hey, sorry. I jumped in and my family started asking me what I needed from the grocery store.
Oh, isn't that
I had to mute you there for a second.
Hey, you're good.
So what's on the old agenda for this evening, dude?
I don't know. I think we have a new Darrell Brooks hearing.
Oh, is that already happening? I've been like out of commission for like the last like better part of the week, basically. So I literally have no idea what's going on in the world.
It happened Tuesday?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was busy Tuesday.
Awesome, Jared. How are we?
Hello.
Hot.
How's everyone's week going?
Hot as shit.
Oh, that's no good.
I had to do this lead auditor training and it was really hard.
Oof.
I feel like I got through the ending exam by the skin of my teeth.
It's no fun.
It's 114 degrees right now.
Ooh, God. That sounds just awful. Alright, I sent out a bunch of invites. Are we going on YouTube?
I think so.
Let me double check. And then we'll start. Yes. 10 people in here. Oh, we already got a $5 super chat. Thank you, Carolyn. That's so nice. Hey, from the UK. Congrats on 4K. Nice. It rhymes. Shannon Ward, what's up? People are popping in. Oh, I gotta turn this down.
Hey, Beefy. Kat's trying to join the chat, but she says she needs you to invite her. She's having some issues or something.
Oh, okay. She said she wasn't gonna make it, but I'll invite. I'll invite Jonesy and Lou just in case too. They both said they were out, but I know. No,
well, I think they are, but I knew Kat was trying to yes.
All right. I think we're good.
Hey, Dawson. Hey, Jared. How you guys doing?
Well, and yourself?
Hanging in there, doing my best. Right? All I can do.
Good.
Hey, Stevia. Hey, Nelson. It's good to see you.
Hey,
what's
Good
up,
to see
Kat?
you.
Oh, not much. I'm surprised to see Nelson here. It's like we rarely get to see you.
Yeah, a celebrity in the house. He's a big-time YouTuber.
Gracing us with his presence.
Karen, thank you for saying congrats. All right.
Been busy.
We are all set up.
I really like the Anthony Todd video you put up. That was nice.
Oh, thanks.
The guy is a trip. We watched him one night on stream. That was kind of fun.
Guy is a maniac.
He talked so weird, and it's just absolutely fitting that he's like, because isn't he in chiropractic medicine? So it just goes to show you the level of quality they're dealing with, that a lunatic like that could be like a not just a chiropractor, but like one of the best in the like tri-state area.
Well, actually, he's a physical therapist, physical therapist.
Oh, okay. They do good work. That's
But I think some of the things he was doing was not that credible. We're not that credible. Like his myofascial release.
What is that?
Yeah, please.
To be honest, I'm not.
To the class.
I'm not even exactly. He rubs something. He rubs your neck or something, and that releases stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about that physical therapist with the women's gymnastics team.
Oh,
what
Larry Nasser.
what sort of level of depravity are we speaking of?
Yeah. Didn't that guy get stabbed, Nasser?
He got shanked.
Yeah.
Anthony Todd
He
did?
didn't die, did he? Nasser?
No,
Which is
Uh,
too bad. Yeah. Too bad Nasser didn't die, but you know.
Well, there's time.
Right, there's time. The son of a bitch will get his.
It was just a warning shot.
There we go. We're gonna watch This Family Does Everything. I'm curious if she's gonna copyright strike me like she did J9.
I was about to say, be careful. You don't want to get copy struck.
Oh, she's
I don't
going to.
understand how she can copyright strike anybody. She literally just plays the videos.
Yeah, right? I think the
Like,
same thing. Like she just I
but
mean
like,
the new courtroom content that I'm posting is pretty similar. Like it's what a certain audience likes is they don't like the audio. Like when I was doing the audio over the Zoom hearings, I got a lot of complaints and people didn't really like them. And it wasn't until I switched to text boxes and like very limited audio commentary that the channel started doing well again. So
Maybe you should just be like a warning disclaimer. This has been checked out of the library from Alexandria that was burnt down by the Romans. So there may be some problems with displaying it.
I don't get it, but I think it's funny either way.
yeah, you kind of lost me on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, I know about the library, but I still don't get it. But I don't know why it's funny.
Oh yeah, I watched this live at Carry Culture something, and yeah, we get a DB speech that is absolutely wild.
Yes.
So this is actually we're actually getting new Daryl content in this. It's not just a typical yeah. It's not just a normal one where he just kind of sits there and bobs his head. We actually get some craziness.
Okay.
A normal one where he pretends to be a regular human being.
Yeah.
Says yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor.
Loving, caring father.
Yeah.
Mr. Potato Head.
it still blows my mind that he even ever tried to like pretend that he has his kids at the back half of the week.
State Wisconsin versus Darrell
Yeah,
Brooks.
it's definitely iconic Darrell Brooks moment. I got my kids in the back half of the week.
Except they don't live in the same state.
Yeah, by the week he meant like they're at the back half of the other side of the country from me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like in another time zone.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
Junior case 20-2550. Appearances.
State appearance by
I
Jacob.
get them at the back half of their life. Like once they've all grown up, then that's when I'll see them.
Yeah.
Darrell Brooks appears by Attorney William Rakestraw and Attorney Robert Hampton. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. The record should reflect that Mr. Brooks is actually appearing via Zoom from Dodge
Is it
Correctional.
possible to
We
turn
were on
the
the-
audio up a little more on the feed?
Is the audio on?
It's
I
on,
have
but
it
it
up.
is so low.
Oh, I was joking. So the
Oh.
audio is up all the way.
Okay.
If you're
it's just
watching
low.
through I figured this out because people say this every time. If
Mhm.
you're watching through your phone,
Mhm.
it's probably going to be a little quiet. That's what I hear is if you're watching, like if you're using the speaker on your phone, I recommend using headphones because it can be really hard to hear.
I have my headphones in.
Okay. Then
but, okay.
there is
Sure.
there's a slider you can on the bottom left you can slide volume up, and then there's also another one for how loud your output is. So there are two volume
Sure.
sliders. Just FYI.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Calendar for a jury
Sure.
trial today. The court was contacted by the parties indicating that there was a resolution in this matter. And so we converted the jury trial
Oh,
date.
I'm missing comments. Sorry. Jared says Mr. Potato Head. Can't believe he used his kids again. Yeah, we'll get there. You've only got to look at his face to see he's a few sandwiches short of a picnic. Yeah, and he keeps them in his pocket. His pocket sandwiches. gonna give myself. Wait, where's my sound effect? I'm gonna give myself the golf clap on that one. Yeah.
Golf clap.
Is that what he? Is that what he did?
What?
Is that what he did with his sandwich when he was given a sandwich when he was running away from the scene of the crime?
Yeah.
Was that a reference to that? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure I understood what you were talking about.
The iconic
do.
moment where the cop pulls it out of his pocket and he goes, you hear the cop go like, why do you have a sandwich in his pocket? It's like so strange. You're walking around with a sandwich in your pocket. I saw that from Kara the other day. Saw you were there too. Yeah, hey Linda, how are ya? MS Santana,
It was
same
quick.
Karen.
It was quick thinking on his part because like he thought he was going to be running from the law for like the rest of his life. Might as well put a sandwich in your pocket. You're gonna need that.
Yeah.
Is
As much
not a normal
substance as you can get.
Is it not a normal thing to have a sandwich in your pocket?
Yeah, right. You never want to leave home without one. Remember when you were a kid and you'd go to run away and you'd make yourself like 3 PB and J's.
That's what I was just thinking.
Put a teddy bear in a suitcase.
No.
Family for good.
Guess we had different childhoods. I never tried to run away.
Living in the desert, you don't run away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Fair.
You don't get very far. Well, you never get very far when you're that young, anyways.
To a plea date.
Well, not without a sandwich, you don't.
So,
Yeah.
Mr.
Carolyn says he left a trail of breadcrumbs.
Ah,
That's a good one.
Core is in compliance with any required victim notification.
Yes, Judge.
And what is the plea agreement?
Judge, counts 1 and counts 2 are going to be dismissed outright. During the pendency of this case, we were unable to locate.
Is this the family does everything video?
Counts,
Yeah.
given that we can only proceed.
We're
on
trying to
counts
see how quickly we can lose monetization this week. Like we started it with music, and if that didn't do it, just right straight into the
3.
Alexandria. If you're watching, I'm big fan.
That
JK.
is the count that he's going to be taking
Please
responsibility
collab with me.
for. As to that felon in possession of a firearm, the state is going to make a recommendation of prison, leaving the amount up to the
just
court.
let us know the point at which we can just start cursing
Um,
profusely.
Defense counsel, is that your
Yeah, have at it
understanding,
whenever
please?
you want.
It is, Your Honor.
Fucking do it.
Mr. Brooks, were you able to hear that?
Well, fuck yeah, then. Okay.
Oh, we got a $2 super chat.
I
from
can
Carol
hear
Austin. Let's
the
go.
gist.
Thank you so much, Carol. She sends a super chat of a lemon man blowing me kisses. How cute. I'm gonna send you little kiss emojis back. Little air kisses. Thank you for the kisses. You can have some kisses back. There you go. I blew you kisses. Oh, whoa, and we got a $10 super chat from Peggy Jackson with a little lemon man, and he's just cracking up laughing. Peggy Jackson, thank you so much. It's a lemon drop kiss. Yeah, and we have a lemon head laugh. I got the lemon drop kiss and lemon head laughs. Thank you guys so much. So generous. Contributions, they go a long way to helping the channel and motivate people to come on here and do these little watch along live streams with us. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's kind of low over here on my end. I have it turned up, so
Okay.
I can hear it, but not.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry to keep pausing. People probably getting upset, but I have to read this one. Bubba says, nah, the sandwich is like the carrots in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. He takes off running and he eats the sandwich for more speed. Yeah, or like Minecraft, like you start losing hearts and you gotta eat the turkey or whatever, the meat on the run. So true.
as good as I would like. As good as I would like to, but
Okay, are you able to hear me?
Level up.
yes, sir.
Okay, so what Mr. Core said was the plea agreement was that counts 1 and counts 2 are being dismissed outright because the state has been unable to maintain contact and cooperation
Wander Joy, I
with
sent
the
you an invite.
necessary witnesses. So those 2 counts are being dismissed outright. The plea agreement is that you will be entering a plea of guilty to count 3, which is the charge of felon in possession of a firearm. And at sentencing, the state is going to recommend a term in the Wisconsin State Prison with the length and any details of that left up to the court, with you and your lawyers free to argue for what you believe is appropriate. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, sir.
All right. The first thing I need to talk to you about, Mr. Brooks, is
Carol Austin says that his nose looks like a light bulb, like an upside down one. Yeah, I scouted.
you're appearing today.
I got a
via
question
Zoom
about this, right?
From Dodge Correction.
Like,
Yeah.
he knows he's spending the rest of his life in prison at this point. So what's actually stopping him from just being like, "Shut your mouth, bitch"?
Nothing. And that's what I'd be doing. I mean, he loves the notoriety at this point. He might as well be pushing it for all it's worth. I mean, he's
Probably
his
enjoying
antics
his time
have
away.
garnered him national fame. He might as well be pushing it for all it's worth, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't. Like, he should have opened up with like, "Bitch, you must not know who the fuck I am."
Daryl motherfucking Brooks. I mean, no, I'm not Daryl Brooks. I'm the third-party intervener. I should have said that.
I'm confused
As the-
because I thought he was playing it up that it was his right ear in court, and I might be making this up or entirely incorrect. He was playing it up that he couldn't hear out of his right ear, and then in this video he's leaning with his left ear, saying he can't hear. So like
He's always leaning with the left.
Oh, was he always? Am I just misremembering?
I think so.
Okay, I was just gonna say, has he forgotten which ear he's pretending he's deaf out of? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when he had the Bible upside down. Oh, we got Wanderjoy and Lance in here.
Did he really have the Bible upside down at one point?
Yeah,
Yes,
at one
he
point
did.
he did. For just like half a second, though. You realized it pretty quick. But yeah, there's somebody got a screen grab of that of him reading the Bible upside down. Wanderjoy, I think your headphones aren't plugged in. I don't know if you're trying to talk. I don't think we can hear you.
The defendant in a criminal case, you have the right to be physically present in the court when the judge accepts your plea and enters a judgment of conviction.
Wow, is he actually going to consent to being in the other courtroom for once?
You also have the right to waive or give up that right and agree to proceed via Zoom. So understanding, Mr. Brooks, that you do have the right to be physically present in the courtroom, are you willing to waive that right and agree to go forward today via Zoom?
So you're holding me contempt?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Brooks, has anybody in the world threatened you in order to get you to tell me that?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, have you used any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
And Mr. Brooks, has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to waive your right to be physically present in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
Have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Rakestraw and Mr. Hampton about this?
I talked to Attorney Rakestraw, not Attorney Hampton.
And was Mr. Rakestraw able to answer any questions you might have had about this?
Yes, she was, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Rakestraw, have you talked to Mr. Brooks about his right to be physically present in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you believe that his decision to waive that right is being made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, I am going to accept your decision. I believe that you do understand your right to be physically present in the courtroom and that you have agreed to waive that right and go forward today via Zoom. Mr. Brooks, I am going to ask you to do a couple of things. One, if you have a problem hearing anything that's going on in court today, you need to raise your hand, do something to get my attention so that we can address that. Two, if you were physically present in the courtroom today and you had a question for your lawyers, you would be able to just lean over and ask them. But because you're appearing today via Zoom, that's not a possibility. So if you have a question that you need to ask your lawyers, again, you'll need to get my attention. I can open up a breakout room. They'll log in on a device and they can answer that question. Are you able to do that for me, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Brooks, count 3 in the criminal complaint charges you with felon in possession of a firearm. That is a Class G felony. The maximum penalty for that is 10 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. That 10 years can be broken down as 5 years of upfront prison time, followed by 5 years of extended supervision. Again, because
B. Blanco says he finally understands. it's a joke, but it's a good point. Like, look how different everything is. This is night and day different from trial Daryl. Do we think he saw himself after the fact and is like somewhat embarrassed by his own behavior?
No.
No. I'm curious about how it popped up on the screen. I'm guessing that's from the video that you're watching where it says remember this, when it was saying if you have questions for your attorney, you're gonna have to like leave the room and do a thing separately. And it says remember this. So my guess is he's gonna use that to his advantage to postpone this and make it last longer than it has to, because he can't just lean over and ask a question. So he's still
You're
gonna
very
use that.
insightful.
He's gonna
Yeah,
do that. That's what he said. Remember this. I'm like, oh, he's gonna do that and make it a thing. So
that's this family does everything's text box, but yeah, it's
exactly. But that's my bet. What he's gonna do, he's gonna use that to delay the court.
it's very astute of you.
Well, I thank
Because
you.
it's a felony offense, you will lose your right to possess a firearm. That is a lifetime ban, and you will lose your right to vote until your civil rights are restored. Mr. Brooks, understanding those are the maximum
So
penalties.
personally,
what
I
your
think
opinion?
he's doing here is he's trying to amend bridges and show people that he's not as much as a dickhead as what he actually is, even though he is an actual dickhead, if that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. I think he has had time to reflect and see footage back, and maybe not embarrassed is the right word, but he wants to conduct himself better this time around, I think is the overall message here. So he's actually trying to conduct himself like a normal civilized human. We'll see how much his just everyday life flies in the face of that, because even like these moments now and certain moments of the trial when he is on his best behavior, he can't help himself from just being Daryl.
Well, he's still
a lot
got
of moments.
trial, hasn't he? He's still got the America Patterson trial to come up.
I think he
Oh,
just
yeah.
doesn't care. Like I watched Alistair's take on this hearing, and I agree with him. I think that trial we saw that had all that notoriety, that's the one that mattered. And now that he lost it, he just doesn't care.
I have to admit, I've been a bad friend. I didn't watch his. I didn't watch Alistair's video yet. I haven't gotten around to it.
To the charge
I
of
honestly
possession
think
of
the
a
only thing
firearm by
that
a
Daryl
felon.
actually cared about was Erica.
Mm.
That's the only thing that he was focused on.
That's because he put in all that time and effort raising her. He took it personal that she went against him.
Right. He couldn't believe she betrayed him.
Well done. Well done, Alan.
Brava.
It's charged in count 3 of this information, which allegedly occurred on or about July 25th of 20.
Miss Santana says he's trying to hurry and get through this so he can get to the Erica case. Yeah, possibly. No, he is the same liar he always has. This is from Patty Jason. He's the same liar he always has been. He's lying that him and his kids are getting along better. Yeah, like we believe him.
Well, if they're imaginary,
Maybe they
might.
are. I'm sorry, Jared. Go ahead.
Said maybe if they're imaginary kids, then they might get along better.
I think they get along with him better because they know he's behind fucking bars.
I
Yeah.
I heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I heard that his son, like the day that he was sentenced, like tried to
self game over.
hurt himself. Yeah, like
yeah.
I can't imagine. I really do. I really feel so bad for his kids. Like they didn't ask to be his kids, and
that will become a factor in this hearing as well. Put a pin in that.
Rest in the 4,000 block of North 19th Street in the city and county of Milwaukee.
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, your lawyers filed on your behalf a plea question.
Yeah, right.
About
he actually
1,500 years.
He actually is taking accountability and taking the guilty plea. It's just, I mean, Alistair brings up a good point when he says that this is completely irrelevant, but still, you figure his ego would not allow him to say those words. That's the kind of Daryl I was expecting, but ultimately this is moot
It's
and
just an
irrelevant.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah, wasting of government resources is what it really is.
Your behalf a plea questionnaire and waiver of rights form, and it looks like you signed it electronically. Did you go over that form with one or both of your lawyers?
Went over it with Attorney Rakestraw.
And was Mr. Rakestraw able to explain everything on the form to you?
Yes, it was some things that I wasn't clear about, but he explained it as best he could.
Well, do you have questions now or anything that you feel like you don't understand about the information that's on that form?
Maybe one or two questions.
Do you know what, I guess, can you tell me what you have questions about?
I don't, it was maybe like a week and a half or so since we talked, so I can't remember exactly what it was. I just recall it was.
So he has questions, but he doesn't know what they are. Yeah, shocking. I think it was the text box that said it, but yeah, he's just trying to lay the foundation for appeal. But it's also, like we said earlier, trying to sully up the works, right? Like he's inserting issues where there really aren't any. Because I guarantee you, his lawyers and him have talked about this like umpteenth amount of times. Like they prepared for this over and over and over again. It's unbelievable that he's pulling this crap at the last minute. Oh, Lou's in the chat. What's up, Lou?
Hey, Lou.
Maybe something minute or minor. I just
Hey, Lou. Hello. Hey, Lou.
wanted some clarification on.
All right. So, and did they print out a copy of this form for you?
Doesn't even know what he was
No, I have no copy of it.
Okay. So, we'll start. The form tells me that you're 40 years old and you've completed 12 years of schooling. Is that correct?
I've received
You're the
a
world's
GED,
best
yes,
lawyer.
Your
What are you
Honor.
talking about? Why do you have questions? Come on now.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yo.
Okay. So it says that you do have a high school diploma, GED or HSCD. The form also says that you understand the English language and that you understand the charges to which you are pleading and that you are not currently receiving treatment for a mental disease or a mental illness or disorder, and that you have not had any alcohol, medication, or drugs within the last 24 hours. Are all of those things correct, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And do you have any questions about those items?
No.
All right. Then the form goes on. It's got a portion that's labeled constitutional rights. And that part of the form states that you understand by entering that you're giving up the following constitutional rights. You're giving up your right to trial. You're giving up your right to remain silent and understand that your silence could not be used against you at trial, that you're giving up your right to testify and present evidence at trial, that you're giving up your right to use subpoenas to require witnesses to come to court and testify for you, that you're giving up your right to a jury trial where all 12 jurors would have to agree that I am either guilty or not guilty, and that you're giving up your right to confront people who testify against me and cross-examine them, and that you're giving up your right to make the state prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you have any questions about those items on the plea questionnaire and waiver of rights forms?
Say it again, Your Honor. I'm sorry. The
Do you
last
have
part.
any questions about those constitutional rights that you are waiving or giving up as a result of entering your guilty
But that's
plea?
all he wants. He wants these things.
Yeah. Somebody's in the chat saying, "Oh, so now he's got no mental illnesses." Did they mention that? Something about you don't have any mental illness? Wait, for him to take this plea? I missed that.
Yeah, they did.
Wow, and now he's oh god, of course. What
Well,
a
he also
loser.
said that he wasn't taking any medication at the time either, or
Yeah.
currently.
Oh, right there. MS Santana just said the same thing. Funny how that mental illness thing just disappeared. Yeah, crazy. After all that squawking he did at sentencing about, I wanna beat this, Your Honor. I wanna beat this. So pathetic. I don't know why things it's like that, it's like that, it's like that, it's like that, it's like that. And now fucking healthy as a horse. Mentally sound Daryl when it's time to take his plea.
It's like this
No,
and
Your
like
Honor, I'm
that,
sorry
like
about
this, and
Yeah.
That's no, don't worry. All right. And then the next part of the form says that you
The band's
understand
back together,
the
yeah.
elements of the crime that you are pleading to.
Amanda, I sent you an invite if you want to hop in.
And for felon in possession of a firearm, there would be two elements. The state would have to prove that in Milwaukee County on that date in July of 2020 that you possessed a firearm, and they'd have to prove that prior to that date you had been convicted of a felony.
I thought he was a soft
that
sit.
felony remains.
So why is he understanding everything? Yeah, obviously in the whatever trial it was, he kept going that he's a soft sit and it's not his name and all this, but he doesn't understand anything. But yet now we sat here understanding.
Yeah,
Does that
that's
just
what
mean
I'm saying. Like the whole demeanor and everything has changed. It's like he's given up.
good on him? He deserves to give up, the dirty cunt. Sorry about the C word.
He technically said that he was covering.
I'm just shocked
The
that he
dirty
said
cunt.
I'm sorry, but he said I'm sorry because he thought he couldn't hear. He's like, I'm sorry. It's like the first time we've
Yeah.
heard him say I'm sorry for anything.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Truth.
On your record and had not been reversed. So did you and Mr. Rakestraw discuss the elements of felon in possession of a firearm and how your conduct met those elements?
Yes, Your Honor.
Lou says that the glasses at this angle make him look like he has a unibrow. Yeah, it does make him look like he has a unibrow. Oh, Amanda, don't worry about it. It's cool. Oh yeah, your hip. I'm sorry to hear that you got the hip thing going on. And Wander Joy, your mic is muted, by the way. I think you might have figured out your headphone problem, but just FYI. Oh, hello? You're unmuted now. There we go. How's it going?
It's doing well. How are you all?
Good. Welcome.
Thank you. It took me a hot minute to get on here, but I'm here.
Cool. We'll have fun.
Did you understand all that?
Will do.
Yes.
The next part of the plea paperwork says that you understand the maximum penalties, which is that 10 years imprisonment or a $25,000 fine or both. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The next thing on the form talks about the fact that there is no mandatory minimum penalty for this offense, and also that there's no presumptive minimum for this offense.
Random Wander
Do you
Joy
understand
appears.
both of those items?
What did you say?
I guess I do. I'm little.
All right.
With mandatory.
Let's go over that a little bit more then.
Okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Sure. No, please. I appreciate you asking these questions. So for some offenses, and actually for this offense, there used to be what's called a mandatory minimum penalty. So that would, if there's a mandatory minimum penalty, that would basically
Guarantee you his lawyers explained all of this to him several times over. Or like literally everything they're talking about, I guarantee you that was not only explained to him, it was discussed in great detail, just knowing Daryl, and just he has to be fucking Daryl. He can't stop himself.
take away the judge's discretion to sentence you to
No, he
anything
can't
less
stop
than
himself
that
because he
mandatory.
has to be right at all times.
Well, he also has to be like the star of the show, right? Like if he has an opportunity to control what's happening or take the narrative or really in any capacity just make things more about him, he's going to just jump at that.
Very minimum. But currently, for the offense of felon in possession of a firearm, there is no mandatory minimum penalty, which means the judge has complete discretion to sentence all the way from a fine or probation all the way up to the maximum penalty. But there's nothing that requires the judge to, there's nothing that limits that ability of the judge. There's no mandatory minimum sentence. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. And then the same way there's no mandatory minimum, there's also no presumptive
Did you all
minimum
talk about
penalty,
how he's Mr.
meaning
Polite now?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like completely night and day. And there's got to be a
So-
certain level of this that it's a male judge, so he's like got the pleas and thank yous memorized. It's it's just disgusting.
It's disgusting. Thank you. It just, oh, it makes my skin crawl.
That's because it's not Darrell Brooks. That's why it's Math Boy Fly.
Yeah,
There we go.
he has
got the-
surfaced. Yeah,
He got the manners beaten into him in prison since the sentencing, like last year.
yeah. He's like the guy in what's the movie where the guy has all the personalities? He's shifted the third party intervener has the light at the moment.
The Jim Carrey
Darrell
one?
Brooks. No, with oh man.
Oh, Shattered? No. It's
Yeah, what's the
Is
name
it
of
the
that
one with
movie?
James McAvoy?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think is that Shattered?
That's what I said. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Shattered?
I don't know.
I think
That's
you're.
what I thought it was.
Oh no, it was
Okay, no.
Well,
I have no idea.
is Morgan Freeman in that movie?
Mm.
I don't think
Or-
so. It's the
it Samuel
sequel of the
Jackson or
trilogy.
somebody?
They did the 3-part with Mr. Glass, and then you know what?
Wait.
We're
again,
going to
there's not a
It's
we're
split.
going to
Oh,
split. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Ah. I thought it was
That's
We'll
it.
go in a
too.
little. We'll go in a little detail
presumption
here
that
really
the
quick.
judge has to impose
He
at
just
least
looks
X
so little.
as a sentence. So basically, in,
To be honest, he reminds me more of the Jim
current
Carrey
state of the law
one where
for
he
this
has all the
charge is that the
personalities.
judge has
More than he
complete
does the
sentencing
script.
discretion. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
The Horde keeps obsessing about the ones who haven't suffered. And I don't know where they're going with this, but it scares me.
Oh yeah, he like squeezes her. Oh, this is so brutal. This movie is actually really good.
I really like James McAvoy. Ugh.
Yeah, he's an awesome actor. This is a great
Yes,
role
he
for him too. I mean, imagine how much preparation had to go in. He basically had to create 7 different, like method actors. They create a persona in their head for their character. He had to do that like 7. He's basically playing 7 different characters.
And they get
Well, I
really
could be
caught up in it too.
I think he spent time with people who actually suffer with this mental illness to obviously learn and pick up tips of how they do it themselves. But again, that could be wrong.
Oh man. I was trying to find the clip of him running on the wall, but I couldn't find it. Oh wait, real quick.
Domino's is dropping by a
But even
little
his
differently
appearance
these days.
changes. You know, like with
Yeah,
each of the personalities.
Get pizza dropped off almost anywhere when you drop a pin in the Domino's app. It's new Domino's Pinpoint Delivery.
Okay, there we go. The thing was.
That can't happen.
Oh.
I want the thing of him running up the wall.
I told them that I wanted to spend the session.
Stop waiting in line at drive-thrus just to place
Oh
an
my
order.
God.
Use the Domino's app on Apple CarPlay instead.
Okay, what should we get?
Ooh, pineapple! Mushroom! Carry out any large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you use the Domino's app on Apple CarPlay.
Somebody just finished over.
Everyone, no problem!
Wait, did I miss it? Where's the part where there it is? Okay. Of course, it's the most replayed section. Like, how is he doing that?
Wax
You
wall.
can't.
He's
you
not.
Can't
That's the answer. He's not really doing that.
you can't shift your personality to like Spider-Man if you have fucking split personality.
Dude, there's some rock climbers out there that can climb some crazy stuff, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the top rock climbers in the world could find a way to, like, get up that.
You're probably right. Plus the grooves, I think, yeah, obviously they did that on purpose with the plaster or whatever. But I saw a clip from Joe Rogan, and he was talking about people that live in the jungle. Okay, wait. What one more little
Is this the feet thing? The people with the weird feet?
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. That was a weird bite from
Well,
Joe
humans
Rogan.
can do that underwater, technically.
The
People that walk barefoot in the
thumbnail
jungle
is certainly fake.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see that picture in a second.
for long periods of time with their whole life. Their toes
I like the mystical, like deep thought music in the background. Like it's so.
spread out, and their feet almost look like a hand. Look at these guys.
Whoa.
Horani Indian
Yeah,
splayed
like
feet. So it's very strange. So
It's definitely like photoshopped. That person's very sick. Like they have really bad arthritis or something.
I don't know. I've seen some people with some nasty feet, so like that doesn't seem far off from some people I've seen. I'll be honest.
He's kind of like Alex
and these
Jones,
guys
where
just can-
I wonder sometimes if he just says stuff just to get more clicks.
Yeah, it's like
Like there's no way you believe what you're saying right now. Some of the stuff he says.
But like, look at the guy who climbs the tree. You can see his feet. They literally kind of do look like paws.
climb up trees with them, so they grip the side of the tree with their feet.
That's got to be like what our feet are supposed to be.
Probably right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Thick ass toes that actually have muscles in them that move.
That you can use like a tool, like your
Yeah.
hand. And they could run up and down these tree trunks, like to get up and down the village.
But those
and here's
aren't
me
normal.
and my crew with our
Those are normal looking feet. Like they're
this
they're
guy.
just rough looking feet.
Yeah.
cameras and stuff, and we're slipping and sliding and falling over.
Yeah.
They're literally like, what's wrong with these people? Why can't they walk? We must have looked like infants to them.
Yeah, I don't know how much stock I put into it either, but funny though the picture of the horrible feet.
To require witnesses to come to court and testify for you, that you're giving up your right to a jury trial where all 12 jurors would have to agree that I am either guilty or not guilty, and that you're giving up your right to confront people who testify against me.
Yeah, he is focused on the EP trial.
And that you're giving up your right to make the state prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you have any questions about those items on the plea questionnaire and waiver of rights forms?
Say it again, Your Honor. I'm sorry. The
Do
last
you have
part.
any questions about those constitutional rights that you are waiving or giving up by as a result of entering your guilty plea?
No, Your Honor. I'm sorry about that.
That's don't worry.
Look at that. He's apologizing to him.
And then
and it's all because it's a guy. I guarantee you that's why. Like he's worthy in Daryl's mind of apologizing to. Ugh.
And
despicable.
The next part of the form.
I kind of
says
wonder
that-
if Daryl thinks like maybe now if he's nice, one of these judges will miraculously be able to like overturn his sentence because look, he's not such a bad guy. Like
Yeah,
he
maybe.
just
But then
seems
why
to
wouldn't
have
he
he's
showed-
so delusional.
Then why wouldn't he have shown more respect to Darrow then? I mean, she was controlling the
The
important one.
woman.
Yeah.
Don't you think he's
Chaos
kind
Theory,
of in,
what's up, man? Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So don't you think he's kind of in damage control too? He has to see all of these channels. He has to see us, don't you think?
Oh,
Like,
you know,
laughing at
that's why he
him,
complained about
clowning him. Yeah, keeping up the bad business here, keeping up the bad work.
Yeah, keeping up the bad work. Yeah, somebody
Sometimes
had
I
said
wonder
that
if
he
he
has.
thinks, that he's trying to make himself. I mean, obviously we know who he really is, but just to kind of, oh no, I'm the model prisoner, I'm the model human being.
Is there a
Dad
model
of the year. Yeah, Dad of the year.
Like he's retroactively trying to repair his image as much as he can by being like overly polite to this guy. Really, it just makes him look like more of a piece of shit.
Right, like he was misunderstood in the Waukesha trial or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He always has to have an angle. Exactly.
Yeah.
He always has to have an angle.
Excuse my ignorance, but as he's never getting out, I don't see the point/expense for this sort of hearing. Yeah, it's literally just a waste of time and waste of government resources. This is completely irrelevant.
I don't know if it's irrelevant. It's to get justice for everything else he's done, though, like, because this is his nephew's hearing, so it's getting justice for him, even though his nephew didn't actually show up or testify or anything. It still gives him justice.
That's true. It's like the Erica trial too. I mean, it's all.
Yeah, that one matters.
Gonna add a couple years, right? Yeah, it absolutely matters, and I'm sure for his nephew too. But
yeah,
you understand the elements of the crime that you are pleading to, and for felon in possession of a firearm, there would be two elements. The state would have to prove that in Milwaukee County on that date in July of 2020 that you possessed a firearm, and they'd have to prove that prior to that date you had been convicted of a felony offense, and that felony remains on your record and had not been reversed. So did you and Mr. Rakestraw discuss the elements of felon in possession of a firearm and how your conduct met those elements?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand all that?
Yes.
The next part of the plea paperwork says that you understand the maximum penalties, which is that 10 years imprisonment or a $25,000 fine or both.
Jared, can I show some of those Facebook posts that you forwarded me from Don Woods later after the hearing?
Oh, go for it.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. We'll look at some of those after.
Understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The next thing on the form talks about the fact that there is no mandatory minimum penalty for this offense, and also that there's no presumptive minimum for this offense. Do you understand both of those items?
I guess I do. I'm little.
All right.
With mandatory.
Let's go over that a little bit more then.
Okay. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Sure. No, please. I appreciate you asking these questions. So for some offenses, and actually for this offense, there used to be what's called a mandatory minimum penalty. So that would, if there's a mandatory minimum.
I was about to say, this sounds familiar.
Plea agreement talks about restitution for read-in charges, and again, there are no read-in charges, and also that if a charge is read in, that you can't be prosecuted for that in the future. So none of that really applies today because the two charges that are being dismissed today are not being dismissed and read in; they're being dismissed outright. And then the last thing under understandings, it says that I understand that if the judge accepts my plea, the judge will find me guilty of the crime to which I am pleading based upon the facts in the criminal complaint and or the preliminary examination and or as stated in court. So do you understand that at the end of the hearing today, if I accept your guilty plea, I will find you guilty and we'll talk about a factual basis. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And then
and he all of a sudden understands everything.
The next part of the plea paperwork is labeled voluntary plea, and it states that I have decided to enter this plea of my own free will. I have not been threatened or forced to enter this plea, and no promises have been made to me other than those contained in the plea agreement. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Brooks, has anybody threatened you in order to get you to accept this plea offer?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than the plea agreement that we talked about?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And the plea agreement, it says on here that the plea agreement is prison to the court, dismiss counts 1 and count 2. So, Mr. Brooks, that's all the information that's contained on the plea questionnaire and waiver of rights. Do you have any additional questions about anything that's on that plea questionnaire?
No, Your Honor. I would maybe have just one question to them, but I don't think it would be anything that would alter what direction. Maybe just a little more clarity.
Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Hampton or Mr. Rakestraw to step back into my jury room. They will log into my Zoom hearing. I'll open up a breakout room so the two of you can talk, okay? Or the three of you, I should say. I apologize.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Does this judge
I will
not
just go off
know
the
he's
record
an
while we do
attorney?
that.
This is definitely just delay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I haven't seen Ms. Rockendorf.
She is out sick. I just got an email from her, so I'll cover her.
Okay.
plea.
All right. Because I did think I saw Mr. Yackman and Mr. Allen, but all right.
He's definitely put on like a considerable amount of weight, and look at even his face.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For
All
sure.
right. We'll just wait.
I'm pretty sure his counsel, who's been working with him ever since he was sent to, forever prison. I'm pretty sure they would have just told him, cut the bullshit with the fucking sovereign bullshit. It's never going to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just move on with these cases because you're going to be in prison for the rest of your life anyway.
Yeah.
I don't get why he's so fucking polite.
Oh, it's just nauseating.
All right, Mr. Hampton has
Anyway, sorry.
entered.
Yeah.
I'm going to open up the
Especially
breakout room.
after
What'll
the
happen,
way he
Mr. Brooks, is
behaved previously, like now you're gonna try to be a decent human being. Just
Yeah.
way too little, way too late, man.
Well,
That
fuck it.
jailed tuna will do that for you, Beepy. Is that a big thing in jail? Cans of tuna? It makes
He
sense.
could have
'cause
fucking
it's
put
like,
on the brakes before he got to the parade.
yeah.
Hold up, that's a fucking menace.
Oh, we got a $5 super chat from Carol Austin. Didn't you actually already donate before? But thank you so much. I've got it. He
Thank
looks
you,
like Mr.
Carol.
Potato Head. Yes, somebody had said that.
It absolutely does, Carol.
Somebody had said that in the hearing we had last time that he looked like Mr. Potato Head and Jeffrey Dahmer had like a love child.
Oh no!
Those glasses are
savage.
Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm
Yeah.
not good with saying words with M in it, so yeah.
Well,
sorry.
they're in the same prison, right?
At Dodge, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but Dahmer's good. Yeah.
And so is what,
Yeah.
Chandler Halderson too? And Chris
Oh,
Watts?
no kidding.
Yep,
Oh
all
yeah,
there.
they're all there.
I heard Chris Watts. I hadn't heard Chandler Halderson.
Christopher
Oh, yeah,
Watts
he's
is in
there too.
Florida.
No,
He's in good company.
they're all in Dodge.
I wonder if they're all fast friends.
Oh, he got sent to Dodge. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all in Dodge.
Yeah,
I
they
actually
probably like.
I wrote a letter to Christopher Watts. not
Oh,
some
really?
fangled bullshit. None of that. It was for criminology. I wanted to get into criminology, so I wrote a letter to him, like asking, like, why did you do it?
Oh.
Yada yada, and didn't hear anything back.
There are ways you can actually contact him through the phone. There's a YouTuber, his name is Gavin Fish, and he did research into what the jail is doing for these calls and the letters, and I guess Watts gets all kinds of like fan letters from girls that are into serial killers.
Oh,
And
100%.
so
It's called
she's,
hybristophilia.
yeah, there's a
When
name
you get
for it. I didn't know what it
obsessed
was.
Hybristophilia. Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you're interested, look up Gavin Fish's YouTube channel. I think he's put the video out. It was on his Patreon. But
Can you imagine me, a victim of a killer, being fascinated by serial killers?
yeah,
It,
it's kind of odd.
I don't fucking understand it.
Yeah,
There's Jason Momoa.
could be a defense mechanism. But what I was about to say was, if you're interested about it, the guy set up a telephone number that you can call and leave a voicemail, and he's going to send all the voicemails to Chris Watts, so he'll know like what people really think about him, because he's getting like a very selected version of what public opinion is of him, when in reality everybody thinks he's a total piece of shit.
He is.
Yeah.
He's
Dumbass
one of the
too.
weirdest ones.
Yeah.
So weird, so hard to picture him doing what he did.
I know.
Yeah, and
right?
You guys name Chad
those
Dorman?
babies. Ugh.
Chad Dorman? Is that his name? Dorman?
Bummer.
Who?
Chad guy?
Jeffrey
Oh,
Dahmer?
Bundy?
No,
David?
not Theodore. No, the guy that shot his 3 boys.
Oh.
Oh.
I haven't even started looking into that guy. Ugh.
That was a revenge
I just
kill, though.
can't watch. I can't even hear about that. It's so
sorry.
so disturbing.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Amanda Page calls it disgusting philia. It's so true.
What's actually called is familicide, what Christopher Watts did. Familicide.
But
So you kill
Nas on this, it's a really good point. He like sits there and cries about like, oh my daughters. It's really hard to picture him doing that to those kids, because he's so like meek.
With the documentaries, I noticed that they kind of left out a lot of their financial problems, because there's way more to that story than like the documentary on Netflix covered. Like his wife was into some sort of pyramid scheme, and they'd gone bankrupt like several times.
Oh,
man!
I really
Are you
think,
talking about Chris Watts?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
definitely
she-
think he did it for financial reasons. I think
no,
he wanted.
so she
I thought it
was
was for that
part
girl,
of.
too.
So
wanted to be with-
Shanann Watts was she was part of a company called Lavelle. They sell vitamins.
Oh boy.
And well, I mean, it is an MLM, but it's not the same type of like, here you have to buy all this stuff right out of the gate type of a thing. But she was actually making quite a bit of money. Like, she had earned a vehicle from them, gone on all kinds of trips. She was raking in the money compared to him. And I think for him, I think he snapped at the fact that now she's the breadwinner. She's going, off on all these trips and leaving him home to take care of the children, which is not what he signed up for.
Hey, what I heard, and this was hearsay, so nothing official, but it was more like you have to really look at their net income, because part of what pyramid schemes involved is that there's buy-in, and she was like, she was buying like tons and tons of products that had to be sold, and like filling up their basement with like tons of stuff that never got sold.
Yeah, like protein.
So she wasn't, and like she was like posting a bunch of stuff on Facebook, and that's part of why she was posting their lives on Facebook, is because she was selling this idea that their family was like all wealthy and stuff because of this pyramid scheme that she was involved in. In reality, she was in debt from all of these products that she bought.
I think wasn't their house in foreclosure? I'm pretty sure their house they were being foreclosed on, or something weird like that.
No, the Watts family ended up just buying it. them selling it.
Oh yeah, I thought did they end up buying it? Because I thought they had it on the market for a while. Who would live
Christopher
there?
Watts' parents are fucking weird.
And you got to figure they went bankrupt twice. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
Right.
They had gone bankrupt.
Oh, I'm not
twice.
saying that you're not. I'm not saying that you're not right, but I think initially, kind of what started for him was that, he was the breadwinner and was in charge of the family, and then all of a sudden she started making money, and then it went bad. So for him, I think he just lost it as a result.
But again, we have to throw the mistress into the
Yeah, that
whole
too.
deal
Yeah.
because
Don't forget about that.
That's still a major thing. And now evidence is coming out that she knew. She claimed she never knew about Shanann. She claimed she never knew about the kids. But now phone evidence has come out that is
How could you
entirely
not?
untrue. No,
Right?
no,
How would you not?
No, exactly. No, but there's actual receipts for it now. That she did know about it and had even messaged Shanann at a certain point prior to the murders. But then she later claimed like, oh, I never knew. I found out later. And like, no, you knew about everything the whole time. Like she had been looking her up. She'd been trying to message her and stuff like that. So yeah. So that's also that's like the wild card factor. I don't know if it was the straw that broke the camel's back, but her involvement is like something that I'm curious to find out about. And now the police are discussing putting charges on her as more info is coming out, which I'd be interested to follow that.
Right. It's all very suspect. I mean, the whole situation.
And Shanann was pregnant with another kid, so obviously Christopher didn't want another one. And he wanted to be with Nicole. He wanted to be with Nicole, have this free life. And what's the most fucking creepiest thing? In the body cam footage, he was drinking one of the protein shakes that Shanann was selling through this MLM thing.
Yeah, he mentioned that he was using the supplements that she was selling, like some of the weight loss stuff and all that.
I'd actually have to say it's more creepy that he was dating a woman on the side named Nicole, and they named their child Nico. I'd say that's kind of messed up.
I didn't know that.
I knew the kid was named Nico, but I never thought of it like that. Oh wow,
That's just weird.
I think he too had a weight, like we were talking about his, all those supplements. I think he always had kind of a weight problem. And so, how he was looking, don't take this the wrong way, he looked pretty good. You know what I mean? Like he was handsome or whatever. And I think he finally was starting to get attention. Does that make sense? And I think with this girl, he just got totally caught up in, oh wow, someone likes me, and I don't know, but I think the girlfriend too thought that he was on some type of like speed or some type of drug that it was related to weight loss. Not that that's had anything to do with him, but I'm pretty sure she said that he was on something. Not illicit, but probably involved with the weight loss stuff.
Oh, you mean like maybe he was on steroids? That would be an interesting thing.
Might just
be that, or like like those, how what is it, ephedrine? I know that's exactly. Not, to help with appetite, and it helps helps you lose weight. But I'm sure that was probably part of the things she was selling. Yeah.
Interesting.
Is as soon as I open that and assign you to it, you'll go in automatically, because that's the way that Department of Corrections sets up their Zoom hearing. So
okay, let's jump ahead. Oh, there we go. She did it for us.
I don't know how I'm gonna. Do you know why you came out of that breakout room?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right. Let's try this. I'm going to move you to a different breakout room. This. And let's see if I can move you back to room 2. Yeah.
Smelling his finger.
Did he?
Yeah.
What?
Did I miss it?
Smell my finger.
He did smell his finger.
So weird.
He stuck that in his butt.
No, that's an
wonder
image
what
I'll never
happened.
get over.
All right, we'll go back.
Oh,
to the
man,
record. The record should reflect that I did.
What
open
happened
up
in
the
that breakout room?
Mr. Hampton and Mr. Rakestraw.
When he thought he couldn't get any cringier.
So they could speak
Well, I'm just
to
gonna say, by the
Mr.
looks of it, it
Brooks.
looked like there was
Mr.
Vaseline
Brooks
all over
were
the camera
Mr.
lens.
Hampton and Mr. Rakestraw able to
That was
answer.
my take on that. I couldn't see
Oh,
it.
Chaos Theory says, big shout out to Beefy Boy for 4K subs. Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. It's really kind of you. And yeah, big milestone for the channel. Pretty stoked. Thank you.
Congratulations, Beefy.
Miss Santana, Beefy, thank you. Miss Santana says, Beefy, thank you for doing live. I was actually able to catch, but it's time for me to go get my son ready. Bye, everyone. Okay, thanks for popping in. Bye.
The question that you had.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So have you had an opportunity to talk to them about both the possible defenses you might have to this charge, as well as talk to them about what happened on July 24th of 2020, so that they would know if there was an explanation for your possession of the firearm
Thanks,
that would
Bubba.
explain it in a way that would make it not a crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
And they were able to answer all your questions about that. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Rakestraw and Mr. Hampton and the help that they have provided to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you at all
this time you never
confused
thought to ask
about
that, right?
anything that we are doing here this morning?
No, Your Honor.
Didn't he
And
ask?
do you understand by entering your guilty plea that you
If they had basically if they had a defense for it, like for why he would have a legal reason why he would have that gun. Wouldn't that be the first question you asked? Like, can you guys come up with anything to get me out of this?
you're giving up your right to pursue
One
those
would hope,
defenses, as
but
well
it
as
is
any
Daryl.
other
Yeah.
explanations, which would be called mitigating circumstances. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have any questions that you want to ask me or your lawyer about what your rights are, the plea procedures we've gone through, any of the questions I have already asked you, or anything else
getting
that's
threats from
happening
outside the
here
door.
this morning?
Well, you can
no,
hear
Your
whatever's going on in there. Something's
I know.
going on.
Something's going on in the jail.
C10 says something about the Long Island serial killer. What are you referencing?
Oh, yeah.
Burlstone Beach
Yeah,
has
there's
been
a
voted best.
suspect in jail.
There's a bunch of
Yeah,
women
Liz.
and young girls.
Talking about Liz?
There's a new suspect in jail.
What for Long Island?
Yep.
Oh, we got to look that up after. I've always
Oh,
wanted
Yeah,
to see
that's
that one
pretty
get
crazy.
solved.
Yes, that
Yeah,
you all know. I mean, that's been going on forever.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that genetic genealogy it's done him, but
And
I
he's
haven't watched.
He's
I haven't
still
watched
alive?
it yet.
Yeah, someone said something about a pizza box.
They caught him last night. We're gonna look into it right after this hearing. We're going right into list because I love that case. I mean, I don't love the case, but I've always wanted. I've followed it forever. I've always wanted to see that one get solved.
Yes, sir.
Played the phone call again.
Chaos Theory says
Remember
I
when the
really
girl?
F with.
Sorry.
Chaos Theory says I really F with Beefy's vids. I really like the format and raw emotion he puts into them. I watched them all multiple times. Oh, thanks, man. That's really sweet of you. What were you gonna say? Oh, they had a news conference today apparently about List. We'll watch that after this.
Right.
What were you gonna say, Wanderjoy?
Remember one of those girls that ended up being found? She actually called the police. It was like someone's after
Gilbert?
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Shannon
played
Gilbert,
that phone call today, and that's so unsettling.
They ruled her as not a victim, and I always thought that was just preposterous. Like you have all of these girls that are sex workers dying in the same strip of beach. You find her body where he's dumped all the other victims, and you think she's not related? Like, in what world? Like, as a detective, you're not supposed to believe in coincidences. That is the coincidence of all coincidences. That another murderer would drop the body of a prostitute in the same exact area that a serial killer did. Like, get out of here.
They said it's because the modus operandi, sorry, I said it in Latin, modus operandi, didn't fit.
Yeah, that's
but
just
you know that serial killers experiment. So I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, plus also,
they're not going to have the...
We don't know the context surrounding what happened in that crime either, because with Shannon, like you said, she was calling the police, she was running away from her bodyguard. I mean, he might have just had to offer quick to keep her from spilling the beans, you know?
And she's the only one that called the police. I mean, of all the girls, I think that she was the only one that made a strange call. I don't think they have anybody else that the female that called the police and said someone's after me out there.
It's been a while.
Found their bodies.
Yeah.
The rest of them were all just dead. They just, like you said, they just found the bodies. And then there was the whole thing with getting the phone calls from Times Square to Gilbert's sister after, like, oh, your sister's here, she's a whore or something like that. Oh, bone-chilling facts in that case.
May I ask a question, please?
Oh, yeah, of course.
On that, of course, I'm not from America, obviously. On that Long Island beach, is there sand dunes there?
Sand dunes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where they found them.
Yeah.
No, they found the bodies in like thick marshland, like not woods, but like how do I explain it? Like really tall, almost weeds. That's like swamp area land. It's hard to explain.
In beaches in Australia, they have those like the bushy parts of the beach.
Yeah.
But just imagine how many bodies you snubbed in the sand dunes.
Am I like completely confusing this with a different crime? Like this is a current crime that's going on because there was a serial killer that did the same thing, but it was like in the 70s. We're not talking about that, are we? Or are we talking about like a more
I think this was like in the 80s, 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
okay. So it might. Okay. Like I was gonna say, this is like the. I'm thinking of something that happened a long time ago, so it might be the same thing. I just wasn't sure if we were talking about like a much more recent situation, and I'm just conflating it with something else.
Yeah, there's a case in Australia that's never been solved, which involves a beach.
Yeah.
It's never been solved. It's a lot of bodies were found on Cottesloe Beach, which is the beach is nearest to me, and they never solved it.
Oh.
I don't know if they got any names. I don't know. I don't even know what's happening with it.
Carol says she's going to sleep or whatever because of her meds, but thanks for the donations and have a good night. Chaos, you too. Thank you for popping in. CM10 says, yeah, he was using burner phones to torment the victims' families. Yeah, he was literally calling. So he'd murder the girls and then use the burner phones to call the families and torture. Like, oh, so bad.
I think he
like
called
Golden
her
State
mom
Killer.
too, didn't he? He called her mom, I thought.
So
So this
awful.
has to be more recent than like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
There were burner
he was
phones.
at large. He was at large for like a decade. So yeah, I think this was 90s mostly.
90s, 2000s or something like that, wasn't it? It's been a
Something
while.
like that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different serial killer.
Yeah.
No questions.
I know.
Too many.
Brooks,
I know.
are you pleading guilty to the charge of felon in possession of a firearm as charged in count 3 because you are in fact guilty of that offense?
Yes, I am.
Dzień dobry.
Why did everything go silent?
Oh, I made you go silent.
I think it was just quiet.
You can't hear that?
Defense
Okay.
counsels,
Now I
have you
hear it.
gone over
You
the
good?
plea
Okay.
questionnaire and waiver of rights forms with
Discord's
Mr.
funky.
Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you gone over
He
the
the alleged
elements
defendant
of
answer?
the offense with him?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he understands those?
Yes, Your Honor.
God.
Did you go over the maximum penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he understands those?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you gone over all possible defenses as well as mitigating circumstances?
We have, Your Honor.
And do you believe
CM10 says the murders happened in the 2000s, just FYI.
he understands
thank
those?
you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yep.
Do you believe that Mr. Brooks understands all the rights that he is giving up by entering his guilty plea this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you believe that decision is being made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does the state consent to the jury waiver?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Brooks, I am going to accept your decision to enter your guilty plea. I am going to find that that decision has been made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Mr. Brooks, that's just a little bit of a fancier way of saying, I do think you understand what you're doing. I think you understand what you are charged with. I think you understand the
He's slick,
maximum
yeah.
penalties. I think you
Nice.
understand your
Best
rights.
maneuvers going on
and
here.
Understanding all
Yeah.
of
Does
those
anyone
things, you
think-
have made a
okay,
voluntary decision.
He was like what, like the person who was charged, like, I don't know, like, you know, the person, he wasn't charged the most number of years, like by record in the world ever. Are we thinking he's trying to beat the record at this point? And he's just like, I want to be that guy to be
He's just
charged the
come
most number of years. Like,
Yeah.
he's just trying to beat, he wants to be number one in that category. Like,
No, number one would be over
Yeah.
2,000 years. So, no, I don't think he's even trying to go for that.
Well, if he wanted to go for that, wouldn't he try to get held in contempt of court so he can get more years added on?
Yeah, or something.
Right.
At least go to trial.
He's already in jail.
yeah, contempt would have just held up the trial.
He knew that.
He's already in
Give up
jail.
your rights
But
and
if you
enter
if
your-
you if you plead not guilty and then get found guilty, you typically have a worse sentence.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Interesting.
guilty
This
Depends
plea,
on the
judge trampling all over
um,
his rights again.
I make that
You know
decision
how you used
based
to always
upon
say that the judge
information
was trampling on his First Amendment rights,
Yeah.
and Sixth Amendment rights, and it's like, oh please.
My First Amendment rights are essentially being trampled on.
Trampled
I used to
on.
roll my eyes. Roll my
Judicial
eyes so hard.
misconduct. I know, right?
Yeah. Since I'm being rushed to judgment. It's like, shut up.
It's in the
That
plea
check
That
it out.
questionnaire.
trial definitely got me thinking a lot more about your amendment rights, because I used to think of them as being absolute, but they're not, honestly. Until I got into the Darrell Brooks trial, and it's like, yeah, there are restrictions on these things.
Yeah, it does not mean
I never
they're
thought about that
unfettered.
before.
They are not unfettered, exactly, BB.
Unfettered, yeah, it's a good word that she used. Unfettered.
You can't just go buy a
Australia
gun
doesn't make sense.
to kill
Sorry.
buckwheat.
Yeah.
And you can't just spout off in court. You know,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
kept
Australia
saying,
doesn't have
I
any
should be able to
whatsoever.
say what I want to say, and blah, blah, blah.
You can't
I
yell
just think
fire in a
it's-
crowded theater, as Judge Doro put it.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
You
I just think it's funny that he's a sovereign citizen, but
You
he
wanna
has
know who
rights.
came up with that phrase?
Right? Yeah, he hides, or he
in
wants
a
the
crowded theater?
Constitution to defend him.
Guys, try to talk one at a time. So if someone's talking, just let the person finish before you start, okay? Thank you.
Questionnaire and waiver of rights form. That tells me that you're 40 years old, and
As everybody gets really quiet.
you have
Yeah,
completed
I wasn't
12
trying to be mean. Just people leave so many mean comments on these live videos. I have to say it. That's all.
Or you have a GED.
No,
or
I just think it's funny
HSED,
that he constantly is complaining about his rights being trampled on, but he's a sovereign citizen and
Yeah.
you know the laws don't apply to him. It's just like, wait, what? Do you even know what you're talking about, man?
So he has rights, but he's not held accountable to laws. It makes no sense.
Right.
So are you part of this country or are you not?
with that age and that amount.
You have the
of
right to
schooling, you
assistance
would-
of counsel even after you waived it.
Yeah.
So if you waive it, they should still provide it to you afterwards.
He could have hired an attorney. That wasn't the issue. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
He could have hired an attorney. That wasn't the issue. It was that the public defenders were not allowed to assist in counsel, I guess because of their whatever their group or their association in the state of Wisconsin. They don't allow the public offenders to assist. So it wasn't that he couldn't have an attorney. He could have had someone assist him. He just would have had to hire them himself.
Yeah.
No, No, you're allowed the assistance of counsel even without hiring them. They're state appointed, but he got rid of them.
Oh no, that's no. He was being defended by them. They were the public defenders. I'm pretty sure Judge Darrow said.
Opper even calls it out that he doesn't have a constitutional right to assistance of counsel. He has a constitutional right to counsel, but he doesn't have a constitutional right to assistance of counsel. Darrell alters the form with pen to state that he waives his right to counsel, but he doesn't waive his right to assistance of counsel, which doesn't make sense.
You know what I found interesting about that? Sorry to interrupt you, but why did she accept that form that he signed after he made all that marks to it?
Yeah, I've wondered that too.
Because it says right on the form that it cannot be altered. So it didn't matter if he altered it and she accepted it or not. It says on it that it cannot be altered. So it's a moot point. He thinks that
correct.
Yeah, he thinks that it's, if he changes it and she accepts it, then that makes it legal, but it's not. It's
Yeah, but he still marked it up, so it's like it is a little bit of a gray area, in my opinion.
To him it is, but I mean legally it's not. Especially when it's like this cannot be changed or altered.
But he altered it. So if it cannot be changed or altered, and he altered it, and he signed the altered copy, then it shouldn't be accepted.
But his alterations weren't accepted. It's still,
But by her signing the copy, that was marked up. She accepted it. By my interpretation.
She said in open court, though.
She signed anything.
Yeah.
I was just operating under the assumption that waiver had to be signed by both parties.
So she accepted the copy that she gave it to him. Just because he altered it doesn't mean nothing. The way she gave it to him was the way she accepted it, if that makes sense.
But the form that documents that he accepted everything within the form has been altered. And that form
but that's
is
not
the one
how
that has his signature.
Then that's his fault for believing that. She gave him a whatever it was. That's the way she accepted it. Just because he altered it doesn't mean nothing. Like it says on
he could
or
write.
whatever.
He could draw a picture of a pepperoni pizza and say, "Get me 12 pizzas by midnight," and it doesn't make it true. Yeah. I get what you're saying though, Nasa, and it almost like confuses the record. Like, it's just giving him more ammunition to either file for appeal or bring it up during the trial like 19 times, like the way he does. Like, why not just get him to sign an unaltered copy? But I guess from her standpoint, he's kind of putting her in a no-win situation, because on one hand, he's going to say, I have a right to defend myself. If you don't let me defend myself, you're going against my constitutional rights. But if he doesn't sign, if he tries to turn in his form, then, the shoe is all of a sudden on the other foot. It's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Well, couldn't she have refused to accept the form and refused his attempt to represent himself and required that he has his own counsel? I don't know how it works. It's just, I'm looking at it from the perspective from, like, if a third party said, show me the evidence that he signed the form, and then they looked at the form and saw that he altered the form before signing it, it's not very good evidence.
Yeah, that's a good
He
point.
would have had to have a really good reason to deny him the right to defend himself.
That's what I was about to say,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a good enough, I mean, she could have, I guess. You altered the form, so therefore, I'm sorry, you're stuck with your defenders. But
I think him constantly saying how he doesn't understand the nature and cause of the charges, that almost is more damning than the altering of the form. But they actually went through all that too, and the fact that he doesn't have to actually understand them. They need to be explained to him. He doesn't have to understand it. They went through all this crap so extensively during it's really boring, but it's all in the pretrial hearings, like all this stuff. She even talks about the form being altered at one point.
Well, she accepted some of his responses as meaning that he understood, even though he didn't directly say that he understood.
Yeah.
Well, because that was his game, was, well, if I say I don't understand, then we can't proceed.
I saw
And
oh, sorry.
I think that was his whole goal, was part of trying to drag it out as long as he could, but he is, in his ignorance, he didn't realize that.
In the state of Minnesota, from what I understand, because I saw there was it was on Law Talk with Mike, and there was a lawyer from Minnesota that was a guest on his show and was discussing some of these things. And in the state of Minnesota, at least based on what she said, I do not know because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not from Minnesota. But she did say
they're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I always get the that northern area mixed up. Wisconsin. My bad.
You're good.
It's the accent that gets me every time. Yes, in Wisconsin. She was a Wisconsin attorney. I apologize. But yes.
Oh, okay.
She was in state. Okay. But she was saying that if you waive the right to an attorney, you do not have the option of a backup attorney in case you change your mind or anything like that. Like, she was like, no, we don't do that here. So when he waived his rights, he waived all the rights. So regardless of if he changed it, like he wanted some sort of backup, like that wasn't happening, because from what I understood of what she said in the state of Wisconsin, I will clarify, that's not the case. And if someone in the chat is from Wisconsin, please help clarify. But yes, she was saying no.
I believe that applies in this state too. But the issue is that she accepted his waiving of rights.
Right.
And she could have denied it by my perception, and she probably should have denied it.
People are chiming in the comments. I'm just going to read some of these. It can't be changed by law, so what he did was just dumb move on his behalf. There's no gray area. She told him she didn't accept the changes to the form. Yeah, she accepted it into the record. It's just an ephemeral article of the trial record now. They even put it on record that it can't be changed, so that's moot. Dusk Dawn says she went over the fact that his alterations weren't legally binding in the colloquy they did before she let his attorneys take their leave from the case. Glenn Johnson says, had she done that, and he is referring to denying him the right to defend himself, had she done that, he has grounds for a meritorious appeal. Him putting his signature on a form that says it can't be altered, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Amanda Page says, and she explained ad nauseum what his rights are and are not, with or without that form. She engaged in a semantic battle that he started with him and he lost. Yeah, it really was all just an argument over semantics. Like, he thought he was laying down little traps for her to step in by, like, oh, I don't understand the nature and the cause of the charges. So now at this point, if you charge me, you're fucked. But he doesn't understand enough about the law to really, like, the law is explicit enough, and there are, like, there's no loopholes. There's no matter what you can come up with, they have a game plan for it. Like, there's no special words you can say. There's no cheat code. Like, if you fucked up and you broke the law, you're gonna fucking pay your time.
And that's the thing with the soft sit movement, is that they think there's some like you said, like some cheat code. If they say certain words in a certain way, it's gonna like unlock us like a special level. It's like Mario when he goes and like ducks down behind like one of those
Super
blocks
Mario 3.
and gets into a certain level.
You get like the running start and get behind the. It's so true.
Right.
You get into the secret world, yeah.
That's a
It's like,
whistle.
yeah, the whistle, yeah. It's like Harry Potter. Like, they think that he can just say like the certain spell and it's gonna be like a get out of jail free. Like, you can grow your bones back. Like,
Court is not a speakeasy. There's no there's no special word that gets you into the club, like the special club where like, oh oh, you know the word. Okay, cool.
Wendy Bembridge. Good night, Wendy Bembridge. She's going to bed. Okay, we got a few more comments and we'll start playing again. Every single attorney I've heard explain this case says there's no chance at an appeal. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that
none at all.
I mean, he's made several attempts and no attorney is like actually filing for the appeal because there's no merits to it. Him saying on the record, your life is not on the line, mine is, proves he understands the nature and cause of the charges. Yeah, facts. Bucks. John Bubba says for the magic words, Bucks fortis teleportatus. Bucks fortis teleportatus, or I can't say it. That's funny.
Don't say it three
Clearly
times
be
or you'll
able
go
to
there.
understand
Yeah.
all of the information that is contained in the plea questionnaire and waiver of rights forms. So that is important. I also make my decision based upon the answers to my questions today.
Subjectus
You have
matter
been
jurisdictionis.
very good today at making sure you were clear. If you didn't understand something, you didn't hesitate
Is that the magic oath?
to let
The oath.
me know that.
The oath.
So your
Opus
answers to my
magicus.
questions have been clear. They have been direct.
Opus
You know, he
everything
wants-
about the way you look and the way you've acted today.
His Siskiyou trust will get him out of it. He can pay people off.
Siskiyou trust. That's a good. Oh man.
He waves his wand and he's like, Siskiyou trust assist, and then like a bunch of money just like fills the whole courtroom and he escapes.
Makes me believe that you do understand what you are doing.
Oh, that's what he thought the secret division of the IRS was. It's like Gringotts, like they go down into the long stair or Gringotts or whatever the fuck, where they go down into the with the dragon in it.
I also will
There's
note that
there's a little
we have had
goblin sitting there like, no.
Yeah.
Key, please.
hold court hearings on this matter,
Oh.
and at every court hearing,
I
the
really
way
am
you have
curious
acted
to
and the
know
way you have carried
who
yourself makes me
gave
completely
him the
comfortable that
idea
you
to
completely
go the
understand
soft
what
sit
you were doing.
route. Like,
I know,
Wasn't
yeah.
it-
There's some guy out there who's like, it was me. Like, Jim Carrey in the elevator. It was me. I did it. I started all of this.
I feel like it must have been an inmate who was just so incredibly bored that they're like, watch it. I bet you I can get this guy to do this. I bet you he'll do it.
Someone was definitely clowning him.
Here he is. I found him. This is him.
It was me. Not John's boyfriend.
It was me. Oh man. Oh, I gotta watch that more. Jim Carrey is hilarious. This movie is so classic.
It was me.
And the
Dude,
pen is
Nelson-
blue.
Nelson and I went to go see this. I think I was like 6 years old. Like, what were our parents thinking? This movie was like, Jim Carrey's hilarious, but like not content little children should be going to see.
I've never between that movie and Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Since then, I've never like been in tears in a movie theater
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, not
Like
to
in
that
actual
level.
tears.
You were
from
Right.
laughing.
No movie has made like, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, laughed that hard. Like, this is the funniest I've ever seen. It's like life-changingly hilarious. It hits different when you're a little kid too. Like the faces, and it's just, oh god.
Right, counts 1 and count 2 based upon.
Sir,
the
what are you
fact that
doing?
the
I'm
state,
kicking my ass.
As was
Come
not
on!
and has not been
Yeah.
able to.
I can see Daryl Brooks doing that to himself when he's got that bruise on his arm and the little cut on his finger.
I think I did that in one of my videos. I did a cutaway where his face is on the "I'm kicking my ass." I think I did do that.
Oh, and I'm thinking
on
that's where I'm
those
thinking of it from too.
Is it my understanding that the parties want to go to sentencing?
We can. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, the court is very familiar with this case. We were in a position to try the first 2 charges early on, but I don't want to get into that. Obviously, I don't want to preclude us if, in fact, we are able to pursue these charges.
Yeah, it's
in the
just taking a
future.
lot longer than I thought
Mr.
it would. I'm
Brooks
going to
did
fast
take
forward a little
responsibility
bit.
today for the felon in possession of a firearm.
Oh,
The
hang on.
court has just gone over the factual basis that
As you know, did you ever
particular count
notice,
is-
like, Daryl Brooks, I don't know if maybe it's on purpose, but he talks so slowly. Like, I've never seen someone talk so slow.
is pretty straightforward.
I think it's more that he takes a lot of breaks in between what he has to say. It's all those long pauses in between him talking.
Yeah, he can make like a 1-page book report last like an hour. Remember, you had to time out how long your speech was going to be. He could take 1 page and stretch it to whatever the time limit was. Like 1 page becomes an hour.
By
with all
pausing.
the pauses and the weird faces and the like repetition of words.
Well, he had to explain to the teacher he didn't understand because the book was upside down when he read it. Like, he just didn't know what happened.
Nice.
I mentioned before that he was like that one kid in English class that like bullshitted his way through like the presentation about the book you were supposed to read and didn't read it.
Yeah.
He's like, good old Atticus Finch. He changed the nation.
He was a leader. A man's man. He brought us all
He killed a
salvation.
mockingbird.
Multiple descriptors for everything.
Underlying shooting, they found.
Who Radley never saw coming.
Never did. He's
Well,
blindsided.
He thought he had so much wisdom to impart to everyone too, right?
Yeah.
It's just all of his, his colloquialisms about, growing, we all heard the golden rule growing up or whatever he was saying, and it's just like, oh, please.
Yeah, with his closing statement, like, do what's right, pray, and do what you know is right. It's like coming from a fucking mass murderer really doesn't mean a lot, bro. Like, you're not gonna like the answer to these questions you're asking. Fucking asshole.
Oh, they're gonna do
I've
the
said
right
it
thing.
before, but he thought, like, he really did think this was like his Martin Luther King moment. Like, he was gonna heal all of like the racial injustices and tensions out there in society. Darrell Brooks, the guy who ran over 6 people and hit all the people in this Ford Escape, was gonna cure racism, and they would all come together and hold hands at the end of the trial and let him go free. So stupid. Ugh.
Gotten very close.
I am kind of surprised that they didn't like bring like racism charges against him, like it being a hate crime, considering like.
I'm personally not convinced that it was.
Same.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm convinced that it was a hate crime, but considering like I guess on his social media, like he very expressive of how he dislikes white people and whatnot.
Yeah, there was like he had one post on his Twitter that everybody goes to say that it was racially motivated. I don't know. I do think he does not like white people, and there was a certain matter of like there was a certain factor to that
women.
As to why he picked the parade. It was like look at all these fuckers with their stupid Christmas. Like I really think that was part of his motivation, but ultimately it came down to how angry he was at Erica. Like he just
I think it was the rage.
He was killing somebody that day, whether it was Erica or the people in the parade.
He was like, "Damn you, who's?"
Yeah.
Oh,
all this time it wasn't that it was racially motivated. He just doesn't like Christmas. How do we not piece this together?
And he's a Christian man, don't you know that?
Yeah.
It was a civilian-based crime.
You ain't gonna carve the roast beast this year.
That's so good.
History. He's got a 2010 strangulation from Wood County. He's got a 1999 battery from Milwaukee, a 1999 substantial battery from Milwaukee, a possession of controlled substance cocaine from 2000, a possession of controlled substance THC from 2002, a resisting or obstructing from 2012, a 2012 possession of THC and bail jumping. There's another open matter currently in Milwaukee County. And then
yeah, I sped it up a little bit.
Brooks's conviction.
Okay.
Oh, Amanda Page says he thinks everything he has to say is so fucking profound that everyone is trying to hang on his every word. Yeah. Like him putting those pauses in, it's like people are just leaning in closer, like, yeah, oh, like waiting on bated breath to see what the next word is. In reality, it's everyone's sitting there like, hurry the fuck up, man, shut up.
In 2022 in Waukesha County, judge based on the totality of the circumstances, the state feels that a prison sentence is appropriate and leads.
That's how blind to reality was. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, for my client, Daryl Brooks, I'm making a recommendation to the court of 218 days in the house correction, which would be a time served disposition. Your Honor, Mr. Brooks is 40 years old, lifelong resident of Milwaukee. He has obtained his GED. He is the father of 5 children. As the state said, Your Honor, you're very familiar with the going-ons about this case in particular. Your Honor, the issue when it came to trial about this were about the first 2 counts, which were dismissed. Mr. Brooks was cooperative with officers in regards to count 3. He admitted to having a firearm to the police. If it was just about the felon possession, this probably would have been taken care of a long time ago. Obviously, we deny any assertions that Mr. Brooks committed a shooting or shot at anyone or anything of that nature. So so he's here. He accepted responsibility for the firearm, which he always was willing to do, Your Honor, and had made statements to police in regards to that firearm as well. Your Honor, we know Mr. Brooks is in prison for an extended amount of time. This was his first firearm case, at least to my knowledge. He's never had any other cases with the firearm.
I do wonder why his nephew didn't like show up to this whole thing.
Yeah, he probably didn't want the notoriety. Like he's probably getting his association with Darrell Brooks is probably impacting his life negatively enough as it is.
Fair enough.
You gotta
I don't
figure
think
he's
about
probably
that.
involved in some criminal activity himself. Probably doesn't want to be around cops and stuff.
I don't know about that. I mean, we don't know anything about him. That's probably not fair to say.
Yeah.
He's
Son,
allegedly
but again, never
involved
shot
in
a firearm
criminal
if anyone
activity.
admitted to having it. I do not believe any extra prison time is necessary and is kind of moot at this point, given the sentence that he already has. So I believe a time served disposition, seeing as this is he's pleading to only the possession of a firearm, and it's his first time being charged with possession of a firearm. I do believe a time served disposition would be appropriate, Your Honor, and that's why, Your Honor, I am making a recommendation of 218 days in house correction, which would be a time served disposition. I'm asking for no fine. That's that you waive any cost due to indigency and the fact that Mr. Brooks is going to be incarcerated essentially for all of the foreseeable future. And Your Honor, he has 218 days of credit. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brooks, is there anything you wanted to tell me today?
I don't know.
Yes,
I could
do,
only
Your Honor.
hope that
First, I want to say it's been a long road to get to this.
Allegedly involved in criminal activity, that this whole show was enough to make him decide to go the opposite way.
Yeah. Let's hope so. I think Vicky Vale says, I think his mom probably convinced the nephew to not press charges. Well, I mean, he's being charged. So I don't think that's...
I think in this type of situation, he doesn't have the option. I think it's the state that decides.
Yeah.
Due to the nature of the crime.
Yeah.
Seems like I've been coming before you now forever for this matter. I just want to take responsibility for the mistake I made that day.
Yeah, I'm going to slow it down because now it's like the important part.
That day. As my attorney said, it wasn't a malicious mistake. It wasn't,
he's still doing the side mouth thing really bad.
Didn't possess a weapon for any malicious intent. That was not my goal in that matter. It was
this never my intent.
A stupid mistake. Definitely something that I knew better than to be doing. And I'm just ready to move forward now. Obviously, Your Honor, you're familiar with the current situation that I'm in. I'm just ready to just move forward. I'm ready to tie up my loose ends, so to speak. Ironically, since this situation has happened, it's ironically served to make me and my children's bond a lot stronger. I guess for them seeing what the mistake that I made had caused me to have to deal with, it's actually made them not even want to partake in anything firearm based or anything criminally based themselves, just by seeing the strain that it's caused in my life.
Imagine being such a fucking psychopath that you're doing the levels of mental gymnastics that you're making your gun charges into a positive. It's fucking insanity. Like, thank God this happened, because now my kids know not to do what I did. Like, god damn, man, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, I hate this guy so much. And he's talking about how this has brought him and his kids closer. He's, to this day, blaming his kids for this. Like, that was the whole argument, is that it was his son's gun. Like, oh, it's not his fault, Your Honor. His son was the one who had he just took it to punish his kid. What was he supposed to do? Oh, God, he's such a piece of trash. You figure, even in this situation, too, right, where he's in jail for the rest of his life. If there was ever an opportunity for you to just take one for the team and not involve your children, now's the time, but he still cannot help himself but blame somebody else. Like, oh, he's such a like, literally every second of every day, it's all about him. He can't even comprehend the possibility of not putting the blame on someone else, even when it's his own children, and when he's already in jail for life, he still cannot muster up the courage to just take responsibility. He has to shift it onto his kids.
Yes, sir.
And him and his kids are so close that his son tried to not be on Earth anymore because of what he did. Like, yeah, you're so close.
Yeah.
Is it opposite? Is it opposite day?
this has really made a great impact on their life. It's really benefited them. My murderous crimes. It's really made our relationship just so much better now that I'm in jail for life. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. What are you talking about?
I mean, if anything, he did them a favor now that he's not going to be in their life, potentially messing it up or
maybe that's what he maybe that's what he meant. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's really improved my relationship with my kids because before I was involved in their life and I was totally fucking them up. Now they just don't speak to me. They're so much better off.
Be like my daughter who was acting out. She's suddenly not acting out anymore. It's amazing.
We have a very special relationship. She doesn't speak to me. It's really, really special.
She's a daddy's girl. Yeah.
Not me, her stepdad.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
The one that actually raises her, she's a real daddy's girl for that dude. He's such a good guy. He's such a good father. It's a very special relationship.
Yeah, that's something that I'm proud of.
And not for a minute do I ever believe that he was ever even at the hospital when his children were born, let alone cut the umbilical cord and help them before their mothers did.
No, that's
well,
all
we know that was like the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Erica, in an interview, said he was never there at the hospital.
Yeah.
So even that was bullshit. Of course. Why am I not surprised?
To rub off.
I feel like everything that he said that made him look like a halfway decent person is whatever he said, go the exact opposite, and that's the truth.
Yeah. And you're not wrong. Like, the only redeeming shit that he said was all stuff about his kids, and we found out after the trial that all of his kids fucking hate him.
Right.
Not even want to partake in anything firearm based or anything criminally based themselves.
Did we ever find out if the chick that spoke at his sentencing is a friend or in fact a baby mama?
Yeah, we don't
know. Erica said that Melissa has a boyfriend and apparently has never been romantically involved with him, but I don't believe that.
They were living together.
Yeah, they were living together. And plus, you know that Mary, whatever the fuck her name was, the grandma? Not his grandmother. Not
right.
Not his grandmother at all. Erica never met her.
Yeah.
Oh, he rented her. He rented
a grandma.
Rent a grandma, yeah.
I mean, she's a real person, but she's not his real grandma.
Yeah, that's in some of the emails that Jared sent me, is that she's was trying to get her name out there because something to do with her ministry. Like, she was actually just out there because you notice that she talks a lot about how she's a minister and blah 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 blah. That she was trying to use the publicity from murder trial to get the word out about her church.
A grift.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't she have her name painted on the wall behind her?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did. She had her own name on the wall.
Jesus.
All right, tomorrow I'm going to put Elizabeth on the wall and show it all to you.
Let's listen to a little bit of this.
Strain that it's caused in my life, and that's something that I'm proud of because I don't want my mistakes to rub off on them in any way. My son is now.
Yeah, sorry. I know he just said we got to watch some of it, but yeah, I think he uses his kids to get sympathy points. Yeah, it's definitely facts.
Here's an interesting point, though. Remember how he just said that this is going to keep his kids from guns, right? They're going to stay away from guns. Listen to what he says in this next part.
20 years old now. He's going into the military himself. He's basically trying to get out of Milwaukee because he recognizes that it's very dangerous.
Wait, what did he say?
A lot going on in Milwaukee.
He's going into the military. Oh shit! We got a $1.99 super chat from Cashette. What's up, Cashette? How's your teeth feeling? Says happy 4K. I hope your face is all back to normal and shit. Hop into the Discord. It'd be cool to have you on here again. You're funny.
Right now, he wants to.
Thank you, Cashette. Appreciate that. Really nice of you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Better himself, and a lot of that was seeing from my mistakes and everything that I'm dealing with. So, it's been rough. It's been stressful. It's caused a lot of grief. 3 years worth, and I'm finally ready to put this behind me and do the best that I can going forward in the future, Your Honor. That's all I want to say. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I've tried my best to carry myself before you and before your court with respect to you and to the court.
Because you're a man. Amanda Page says that Rent-A-Granny was using that as a PR promotion for her podcast and traffics to her website. Did she plug a podcast? I don't remember that.
She plugged your ministry.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a podcast.
Vicky Vale says, I think that his friend has some cognitive issues and he used her too, and she seems easily manipulated. Yeah, she did give off definitely easy to take advantage of vibes. He only knows how to use and abuse women, and with men he needs to cover up or cower or posture up. Yeah, we're seeing it right now where he's like, oh, I've always conducted myself with respect in your courtroom, and then we know exactly how different he is when he's in front of a woman. It's just night and day. Elaine McKenzie says, many psychopaths have kids here, left, right, and center, but they take no responsibility for them whatsoever. Now he wants to use his kids. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like when you're out and free, you could literally have not gotten further away from them or have less to do, to the point that you're getting arrested for not paying your child support. And now that you're all locked up, you want to, play the I have kids card every second you can, and we have a special relationship, but I cut the umbilical cord. It's just, it's so fucking pathetic.
Umbilical cord. All right. Hey, Beefy, I gotta go. I got a fire tone coming out, so I will talk to you guys later. I'm gonna go fight me a fire.
Yeah. Be safe.
Bye. Bye.
All right, have a good night, guys. Bye.
You too.
Keep my composure and do what is asked of me, and I'm ready to put this behind me and go forward.
Oh Lord.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brooks. So,
Lordy.
when a court makes a decision,
I wish you had said it. I held myself with dignity and decorum. Yeah, it would have been fucking great.
There are three factors the court needs to look at. One would be the seriousness of the offense. Two would be your character, and three would be the needs for protection of the public. And
so, do you think his mum's telling him all this stuff about his kids? Because
do you think his mom is?
Their kids are telling him himself. No way.
Oh, dang, we got a 1999 super chat from Ann Fortune. Oh, snap, I'm a dum-dum. What? Why are you a dum-dum? You're not a dum-dum. Oh, snap, I'm a dum-dum. Happy 4K. Well, you're not a dum-dum. In fact, I would argue you are a very intelligent and probably a very beautiful person. And just very kind and very generous. And I like you a lot. Thank you so much. I owe you there for all the months of entertainment. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much, Anne. I really appreciate that. That's really kind. $20. Wow. Thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. It's very kind and very generous, and just thank you so much. He's begging for sympathy but facing life because he thinks that will win his appeal. Yeah, you are the best. That's very true, Anne. Yeah, you are the best. There's one more I wanted to read. I believe the only reason he remembers their name is because he got them tatted on him. Yeah, probably.
This offense, Felons in possession of firearms is a serious offense. We talked about this a little bit during the discussion.
I just clicked on. You finally got caught in 4K, Beefy. Well done.
A 4-year
Oh,
mandatory
thanks. Yeah, I
minimum
got caught in 4K. That's
for
funny.
this offense. So it's clearly something the
did get caught in
legislature
4K.
recognizes as serious.
All right, let's hop on
The
to
public,
list now. The rest is just the
very
judge.
concerned about felons having guns. So the offense in and of itself is serious. When I look at the circumstances in which you are convicted.
You could come right here, folks.
Yeah.
Is this it? Does anyone know? Update and the rest. Okay, yeah, this must be it. I'm gonna put it on like double time.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. I'm standing here with my law enforcement partners in the Gilgo Task Force to announce the indictment of defendant Rex Andrew Heerman, 59 years of age. He's been arrested by the Suffolk County Police Department's homicide detectives, and he's been indicted.
All right, it might be a little fast. We'll go to, what do you think, 1.5?
In a grand jury presentation by the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office for the murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. The investigation of Maureen Brainerd Barnes is ongoing. These young women went missing between July of 2007 and September of 2010. They were found in December of 2010 by the Suffolk County Police Department, and then there was nothing, absolutely nothing. For the next 13 years, their cases went unsolved until today. When I took office in January of 2022, I made Gilgo a priority. I made Gilgo a priority before I took office. I met with the victims' families, some of whom I'm proud to have standing with us today, and I told them that we were going to handle this case differently. We were going to do it differently. And that when I showed up, you weren't going to see me calling the media and being on Gilgo Beach with a giant magnifying lens looking for clues 12 years after the case. What I was going to do was I was going to work with my task force. We were going to form a task force. We were going to work with the Suffolk County Police Department. We were going to work with the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office. We were going to work with the New York State Police. We were going to work with our FBI. And we were going to form this task force, and we were going to work together. And we were going to use the grand jury, the power of the grand jury, to reach a determination in this case. Because the grand jury has two things: it has power, it has reach. You could obtain documents, you could interview witnesses. But the other thing that the grand jury has secrecy. No one knows what you do when you operate a grand jury proceeding. And we knew that when we were investigating this case and when we dealt with the media or whatever it was we were doing, we were playing before a party of one, because we knew the person responsible for these murders would be looking at us. So we were very careful how we handled the investigation. We maintained the integrity of the investigation. Most importantly of all, we maintained the secrecy of that investigation. And I think that's paid dividends as we've seen today. Now, I think that when we had the task force, the first thing we did, got together with Suffolk County Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison. We formed the task force. Our first meeting was February 1st of 2022. And what we did, all of the agencies here, we made the commitment. We were going to take our most talented investigators. So in the district attorney's office, we took ADAs, myself included. We took analysts, we took detective investigators, and they worked on a daily basis with other talented investigators from all of the agencies here. And we started that in February 1st in 2022. 6 weeks later, on March 14th, 2022, the name Rex Heerman was first mentioned as a suspect in the Gilgo case. A New York State investigator was able to identify him in a database. And from that point on, we used the power of the grand jury, over 300 subpoenas and search warrants, looking into this individual's background to bring us to this day. So I'm proud. I know that this case is over, but I'm proud of what we've accomplished up to this point. I know we have more to accomplish, but I'm also thankful for the partnership of the task force, because certainly without the participation of the task force, we wouldn't be standing here. Before I thank some folks and turn it over to our partners, I just want to talk a little bit about the evidence in the case. I know a lot of people know about the case. As I indicated, the victims went missing between July of 2010 and July of 2007 and September of 2010. And in December of 2010, their bodies were recovered. They were buried in a similar fashion, in a similar location, in a similar way. All the women were petite. They all did the same thing for a living. They all advertised the same way, and there were similarities with regard to the crime scenes.
Yeah, they were sex workers who posted on Craigslist.
All the women were bound at the head, at the midsection, or at the chest, and later at the legs. The other thing I think that was that's been talked about in the media was they were bound by burlap. That has taken a life of its own in the media, and the burlap has been described or thought to be the burlap that's used at a nursery for. That's not the burlap that was used in this case. The burlap was camouflage burlap used for duck blinds of hunting. So obviously it was used to purposely hide the bodies. One thing that became immediately apparent was at the time of each of the murders, the murderer, the defendant Huerman, he got a cell phone and a burner phone, which is prepaid and anonymous. And for each of the murders, he got an individual burner phone, and he used that to communicate with the victims. Then shortly after the death of the victims, he then would get rid of the burner phone. And right away in December of 2012, FBI CAST analysts, special agents with the CAST unit of the FBI, they immediately began looking at that cell site data. They compared the victims' phones with the burner phones, and they immediately honed in on some similarities, specifically in the Massapequa Park area. And they looked at an area of a confluence of 4 cell towers. And they realized that this had significance because the perpetrator of these crimes was probably located within this area at or around the times of the murder. And that was mapped out. That was called the box, and it was an area.
Oh, wow. So they like triangulated where he was buying the burner phones, and based on that, narrowed it down to like a certain. That's really smart.
Yeah.
In Massapequa Park. The FBI also managed to do that for an area in Midtown Manhattan. And so that was an investigative lead. The other investigative lead at the time was, even though there was a significant amount of time that elapsed with regard to before the victims were recovered, there was some significant evidence recovered. Specifically, there was a hair recovered from Maureen Brainerd Barnes from a belt buckle that was around her legs. With regard to Megan Waterman, there were 3 hairs recovered from her, one from around her head area, one from around her leg area in the burlap, and then there was one caught in between the tape. And that was recovered. Amber
I want to see the guy.
Costello also had a significant hair that was recovered during the time.
After years of unanswered questions, a break in the unsolved Gilgo Beach murders out of Long Island, as officials announce a suspect is now in custody. Multiple news outlets now reporting.
Oh, wow, that's him?
Wow.
Huh. That's not what I expected.
Yeah, same. I don't know why, but same.
I mean, I don't even know what I expected, but not that.
You can sort of tell with murders like this, like especially if they're going after prostitutes, he's not going to be a good-looking guy, is he?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because there are a lot of good-looking guys that hire prostitutes.
Yeah.
Not murderers.
Does it make me crazy? This guy looks exactly what I thought this guy would look like. I pictured him with gray hair, but like. Otherwise, yeah, we're about right on.
Huh. Interesting.
Suspect is 59-year-old Rex Huerman of Massapequa Park.
Rex Huerman, I'm an architect, I'm an architectural consultant, I'm a troubleshooter, born and raised on Long Island.
I'm a fucking murderer?
Is that... Is this like after they arrested him? Like they just sat him in a chair, like, "Hey, let's do an interview."
No, this has gotta be.
Oh, I'm an architect. I'm fucking walking here. I like fucking eggs and bacon on bagel and from fucking Alfie's down on Fifth Street. You know what I'm saying? Jesus.
Fort Huerman was taken into custody in Long Island early Friday morning when a special task force surrounded his home.
Who's the guy on TikTok? Like, we like it the Aki way. Nobody knows what I'm talking about? Okay. The Aki way.
An architect, Huerman told YouTube reporters last year he's worked with New York City's Department of Buildings since the late 1980s.
I do troubleshooting, architectural troubleshooting, and negotiations with the building department.
But it was 23 years after his architecture career began.
With the building department.
Sir, may I help you today? Hey, yo, let me get a spicy chopped cheese on a Jamaican patty, but I want it the Aki way. Sure! Yo, oh, babe, first you throw the patties on the grill. Yo, then you hit it with the peppers. Then what we gotta do? Then you're gonna hit it with the beef bacon. Let's go, baby. Yo, I'm gonna put the mozzarella sticks in the fryer. And I'm gonna throw the hash brown on the grill. Now we chop it up. Yo, you know after you chop it up, you gotta season it up. Let's go, baby. Then we hit it with the cheese. Once everything's ready, now we stack them up. Once everything's ready, now we put on top of the paper.
What? What is he using as buns?
Good question.
No,
Those are Jamaican style beef patties.
Well, that's what I thought, but they're really thin. Are
They
you sure
usually
that's
don't.
what-
They usually don't have a lot of beef in them.
Huh. I love those things. The really spicy ones. Oh god.
And the result.
Yeah, that's a weird trending thing right now. Is
OMG.
like making sandwiches out of Jamaican style beef patties. Like I think that's weird, but people are doing it.
No, look how thin these are though. Those don't it looks like he broke one up almost. I wonder if that's what he did, if he hollowed one out. You see what I'm saying? It looks like he hollowed one out. I think that's what he did. He took the beef out of it.
Well, I'm sure like in mass producing sandwich areas like this, they probably make them really thin.
Huh.
Once everything's ready, now we put on top of the paper. Now we wrap it up. And the result is OMG.
Sorry, forget the bev.
Never, never, never. Now we serve it to the customer. Here you go, my brother.
Appreciate you.
Yucky way. Sure, I'm walking in.
After years of unanswered questions, a break in the
But sometimes you have to.
in the interview, he remained.
Oh, listen to this
Patience.
guy.
That's funny. I was hoping you would say that.
I don't trust
Yeah.
his haircut. Just like point blank.
Yeah, now that I'm hearing him talk, he definitely sounds like a a murderer. Oh my god, I'm missing all these awesome comments. My bad. Okay, what did you guys all say? I'm confused by this guy's leak. Oh, they're still talking about Brooks. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god, he sounds just like my uncle. Where the bread? Yeah, really.
Patience, and I don't like to use the word tolerance, but sometimes you have to.
In the interview, Heuermann said
Sometimes
working
you have
with
to use the word tolerance, but you don't actually have to have the thing. You don't actually have to be tolerant, but you gotta say it.
Yeah.
Heuermann said working with people was the most interesting aspect of his career.
But it's the people, how they're all so different, and how you deal with the people, I think, is one of the more interesting aspects that have come out of this.
We're still working to learn.
Wow, that's that last statement didn't age well. Yikes. Oh wait, no. Here's what we. How do I do that? I want to share my screen. Can you guys see it?
No.
No.
Okay.
Learn more details about Heuermann.
Yes,
We're expected
I
to learn
can.
more Friday afternoon.
So,
when the Suffolk
depending
County
what
Sheriff's Office
device
holds a
you're
press
using,
conference.
there'll be like another, like
story.
another box
According to
where
Law
another
Crime
person's joined in,
Sarah Gillespie.
where it'll just say,
Oh
click
yeah,
what.
you know what? It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I was gonna show the stuff that Jared sent me earlier, but it's not that earth shattering. They're kind of funny more than anything. At one point, Dawn writes in one of her posts, you know how you write like third and fourth and fifth, like fourth and fifth. She writes tooth instead of second. She writes tooth. You guys know what I'm saying?
No, I
Forget
do.
it.
Is that like the worst instance of like autocorrect ever?
Yeah, maybe. Let's watch
Like,
another one of these.
First,
About to go get a sandwich from
3.
Yeah.
Aki. We got the SpaghettiOs. We got the Skittles. Going on pancakes, baby, with the bacon, egg, and
Dude, what?
cheese. Let's go.
I like his Game & Watch t-shirt though, but they're gonna put fucking Skittles on pancakes? This is like Stoner Express right here.
Yes, sir, man. I'll help you today. Yo, let me get the Skittles pancakes, bacon, egg, and cheese. Hit them with the SpaghettiOs on top. The
That other
way.
guy was on the other side of the, he was on the other side of the counter last time. Starting to think these guys are in cahoots.
Sure. First, we got our pancake mix ready. Then we're going to hit it with the Skittles.
Okay, I'm not hating this idea so far. The Skittles in the pancake mix.
Then we're going to blend it in, baby. Let's go.
Oh, we should add in some more Skittles.
Let's add some more Skittles. Let's go, baby. Let's go. More. Oh. Uh-oh. No more in the bag.
We got one.
Huh?
Last one.
Then I'm going to butter the grill. After we butter the grill, now we're going to pour the Skittle pancake on the grill.
Dude, you never... Oh my god, I hate people that do this. You don't butter the grill when you're making pancakes. That's... These things are going to come out like
It's going to give me a heart attack.
Maybe. Got you on that.
You got me.
Get ready. These are going to be some shit pancakes. Watch. They're not going to be like the fluffy diner ones like you like. To do that, you have to have a completely clean grill.
Then we crack the eggs.
No butter. See, look at that. Look, you can see it in the corner. See the pancake? See how it looks like a biscuit?
Yeah.
They fucked up. This guy sucks. He's not even a good...
You know, I'm going to have to sprinkle some cheese in it. I'm going to chop up some bacon and put it inside the egg and cheese as well. After we scramble it, now we're going to pour it to the grill. Pancakes, you want my pancakes. Skittle pancakes, you want my Skittles. And then we're going to chop the bacon. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, they like burned them too. These guys are terrible.
I wish y'all could see my stank face that I've got on right now.
Yeah, this isn't... Some of his other videos are better. This is not going well.
The yucky way.
Yeah, really. The yucky way, New York. I'm walking here on my pancakes.
So, OMG.
Oh. I ain't got time to make my food taste good. Do it the yucky way.
Then we throw the mozzarella sticks in the fryer. Let's go. You know one thing we can't...
Too many
Yeah, dude. Mozzarella sticks on everything, I noticed. He always just popped the mozzarella sticks on there.
Forget about the black pepper. Hit him with the salt.
Yo,
you know we gotta slap the bacon on the grill.
Didn't they already cook the bacon?
Let's go, baby.
Oh, you can't put a price on this bacon, egg, and cheese.
I wouldn't pay for this shit. You're right. This is crazy.
Nice.
So good.
You know we can't forget about the spaghetti.
I forgot about the SpaghettiOs. That's disgusting. What? They're eating over the grill.
Someone call the Department of Health.
You good?
Oh my god.
Really? Yeah.
Contamination. The yucky way.
Once everything is ready, now we stack them up.
Oh, I forgot there's Skittles in there.
Once
Bro,
everything
this
is ready,
is
now
trash. This is trash. Look at this. That's disgusting.
Oh
man.
Yeah, I wouldn't need that
paper.
before starting.
Are they just dirtying up the kitchen? Let me speak to the manager. I wouldn't want to... Hey, what? I wouldn't want to eat there if I knew that was going on. Yeah, facts. I mean, if I saw that sandwich, I wouldn't want to eat there no matter what was going on.
Now
Hello, diabetes.
we wrap it up. And the result is... OMG. Can't forget the Bev. The Bev. Never, never, never. Now we serve it to the customer. Here you go, my brother.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
The same guy. The customer's the same guy that cooked it?
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. That's why.
That's what
Does
she's
it? Yeah.
saying, yeah.
That's why he ate the SpaghettiOs. Okay, I got it.
So
Hey,
dumb.
that cheese don't want to leave you alone.
It's a bit.
Oh, it's so good.
This
Daddy
will-
owns
this-
a restaurant,
this will-
and they let them do
So
whatever
good
they
I had
want
to-
in it.
It's so good I had to spit it out.
And all those calories, those are gonna fuel him for the next 3 days of crystal meth and not sleeping.
Oh man.
That explains all the Skittles. Oh my
The
goodness.
shift manager and Surf Safe in me is screaming. Yeah, really. I can't wrap my mind around Skittles and pancakes. Chocolate chip, yes. Pecans, yes. Chewy fruity candy. I don't know, man. The Skittles and the pancakes, I'm kind of on board for. We're probably gonna call it here in the next 5-10 minutes. Does anybody have a request for a video before we go? People in the chat, you got something you want to watch? Anybody?
Oh my god, dude. It tastes like childhood. Hit it with the syrup. Oh boy. Oh my god.
My next can call something out if you want
Oh
to
my
watch more
god.
nasty cooking
It's so good.
videos.
Somebody in love.
But
Watch more what now?
nasty cooking videos, I got plenty of those in my pocket.
Now, son, who's the lady that you like that makes weird stuff? Like, didn't she make what was it we were watching with the ham salad or something like that? Bologna salad or something?
Was it
Is it
Kay's?
Kay's cooking?
Yeah, it was Kay's cooking. It had to have been.
That's
Kay's
exactly
cooking.
what I was thinking.
The
What I
noodles
thought.
are crunchy. Ma'am, noodles are not supposed to be crunchy.
The rice is raw. Like, we've seen it. We know.
That doesn't sound right. This doesn't look like her. But we're gonna try it. German potato pancake.
Hi
Okay.
people, and I'm back cooking again. And today
Back cooking.
I'm going
You look like you're back pooping.
to be doing a potato dish.
Oh, read Dawn's messages? Alright, I can try to figure that out.
And these are the ingredients
Well, I think you might have to
I
do
will
this
be using today.
and then do it that way.
Cooking is an awful lot like pooping. You're just making a big pile of shit.
Beefy, y'all gotta check out the story about the guy with all the bones as decoration. Oh, yeah. We'll get into
Now,
that
I
next.
have got
The guy who had the bones and the skulls in his bed, yeah, that was crazy.
5 spud taters there,
Potatoes.
a grater in this bowl, an empty bowl,
Potatoes.
and this is going to be so painful. I'm going to grate all the spud taters into this bowl.
Cooking is a lot like pooping. You don't know what's
So
gonna
I'll have
come
to
out,
show you
but you knew it's
it's
gonna
all
be
grated.
stinky and disgusting.
Oh my god, I have just grated 5 spud taters. I don't know what aches more, my back, my shoulders, my wrist or my hands. But anyway, it's all done in there. You can see.
You're gonna fry those.
Can you see? Do you want a closer look?
Fry those out and drain them.
Me mum
I've done
always
that.
said the cooking
So now
was a
you
lot
find my
like
paper.
dying.
Well, good look at my
You're
paper. and
not
see
gonna
what
like
next.
the way it turns out.
It says add onions to the potatoes. But it's not been cooked.
Onions! And you the onions are coming.
I'll do it.
Sauce to cook the onions.
Okay. We'll come back to Kay here, but I want to read the people wanted to see these messages, so we're gonna for anybody that can't see, if you look on the bottom left, you can go over to where I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so where are they? Here we go. These are Dawn's. Can you guys read that?
No.
Hang on.
No. I'll just leave and come back if that will work. I'm not sure.
So I'm coming down Tooth Street on my way to work, and there's this guy laying in the middle of the street wearing nothing but a shirt. This is from Dawn Woods on her Facebook.
Okay.
Don't know if he jumped out of a car or got thrown out, or could be he got caught up and was making a run and feel anywho, and was making a run and feel. Anywho, I'm like, what the hell? Jesus. And then in all capitals, because of course it is. I ran into an old flame of mine coming out of the bank. It was so good seeing him again, and to know that he is doing well, and he still wants us to be friends and keep in touch with each other. In all caps. So actually, it reads like this: I ran into an old friend of mine coming out of the bank. It was so good to see him again. Zoom in here.
Anywho. Wow.
So glad to know that my little cousin is no longer on the breathing tube and breathing on her own. Praise God, and I am thanking him for his blessings. Praying for my cousin and his... Oh, he cuts off. Okay, yeah. And then he sent me some of these photos. I think we've seen some of these, though. Yeah, we've seen that one. You know you've lost weight when your panties are too big. Up to the store I go.
What?
Oh, again, in all capital letters. Can anybody tell me what's the meaning of wearing pajama pants out in public? Isn't bad enough that the guys walk around with their pants hanging off their butts. Whatever happened in taking pride in your appearance?
The caged bird that was my vajayjay stuck in my panties is no longer gonna go about the first rage.
I have to say, this is the first time. This is the first time I've agreed with Dawn, because I hate when people are in pajamas and like those fuzzy little slippers and shower caps in public. Like, guys, just wear clothes. You're in public. Like, you can do it. It's not that big a deal. You know, I get it. It's Walmart, but come on, try a little.
I don't know. I've definitely gone to Walmart in my pajama pants, so I can't really toss any shade around.
No, Alice started.
First of all, let me just say,
I'm in favor.
Why not wear them?
Whoa, what was that?
Oh gosh,
Somebody's
I don't know. I opened up a can of worms here.
Oh.
Scrib, I was saying.
Sorry.
Okay. That's all right. So yeah, here's the fake granny with what apparently is Donald Brooks. So if the granny is real, she's not a blood relative, because apparently this is what did he say? I don't remember if this is an uncle or if that's Don's actual brother, but I don't remember. But here they are again. Yeah, see, there's the wicked grandmother from the West. Oh, wow, people actually like this. Go figure. Yes, these are real posts. My name is Don Woods, and I smoked rock before this message. Was the old flame Daryl's dad finally back from getting cigarettes and milk? Don Woods is the new Carrie Bradshaw. Man, you fuckers are going in. I wonder if that old flame was the dad that ditched out when Daryl was born. Yeah, good question.
Like father, like son.
Swim mom.
I'll shut on my mouth.
There they are again. That's them, the wicked grandmother from the West. And somebody was saying this might be Daryl, but that doesn't look like him. And then this guy, this Donald posted this. Hang on.
Where are these?
Oh, look at that photo. Jesus Christ, that's like Karen vibes. Ugh.
All I see is your YouTube, buddy.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing as well.
On the bottom right, dude, where all the faces are,
no.
You can see my live and click the live. I just did it. I'm streaming. You can click on the YouTube. I just did it. So if you go to full screen where all the icons are, scroll all the way to the end, and you'll see where the live thing is. But anyways, we're almost done. Anyways, here's a picture of Daryl's little niece, and you can see the Ford Escape in the background there. See that? That's kind of trippy.
So much.
You're mistaken, buddy. Yeah, your stuff is not on the feed.
I just did it on
your feed is just showing the still frame of the YouTube, so you're wrong. It's not capturing.
No, I'm watching on YouTube, so I'm looking right at it. But that's cool, though. You can argue with me if you want. Yeah. So he's saying probably the rarest picture ever. Daryl Brooks and people are commenting on this stuff. They're seeing it.
I can see your picture. I can see it's the guy in the Navy outfit.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the still frame of Case cooking still, actually, myself as well.
That's a wig. It's not a wig. It definitely looks like a wig. That's definitely a
It
wig.
looks like a man.
I know, right? It does look like a man. Thank you. The snake oil salesman grandma, yeah, for sure. Yeah, people in chat are all saying I can see the pics. So, like I said, go to full screen.
Friday.
Where all the icons are, and there'll be a little icon for sharing my screen. But we're almost done anyways, so.
It says live. If you, in that little icon, it says live if you click on that.
Well, that's not an option available on my screen, so I'm really sorry.
Oh.
I'm not trying to argue. I don't see it. That's fine. I'll just listen. That's fine.
Okay, we're almost done with the pictures
sure.
anyways. But yeah, people are saying that this is Daryl Brooks, and I do not believe it. See, from Don Brooks, probably the rarest picture ever, Daryl Brooks at 17. That does not look like Daryl Brooks. I mean, you guys tell me in the chat. That doesn't look like Daryl.
It's not him. Baby. Well, I'll tell you right now, that's a U.S. Navy picture, and he wasn't in the Navy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh wait, so you can see it?
Right.
Yeah. I clicked the link you're talking about.
Okay.
But it says USN on that hat. That's a U.S. Navy picture, and he was never in the Navy.
So, don't
all right, we'll go back to Kay, and then we'll probably wrap it up.
Daryl Brooks. I knew that he was coming out. Wasn't
Are you watching Alistair in the background? I can hear Alistair. Lava Fett?
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was like, did Alistair join? Because I can hear Alistair. That's funny.
I'm cheating on you.
I remember if I watched the video for this or not.
No. He's we're business partners, but he's affiliated, so you're good. It's in network.
Then it said,
I'm not a cheater. Thank goodness.
mix it all in.
This is potato that she's mixing up right now?
And onion. Yeah.
And then it
I mean, this doesn't look that bad, actually.
says to...
Maybe I'm just hungry.
6 pieces of paper here for different days.
6
Right,
pieces
add
of
the onion.
paper.
Whisk the eggs and add to spuds. What? Really? So I'm going to use the same because it's going in here. And as you all know, I've got different colours.
Simply Sarah. That's who I was thinking of, Nasan. Simply Sarah and the bologna salad. We'll watch that before we go.
But there's 2 in there. Can you see? There's 2 egg yolks.
Well, Simply Sarah is actually a pretty good cook.
And there's another one hanging about. There's 2 eggs in there.
As one might be able to tell.
Doubt? She makes bologna salad and shit. Cornbread salad? What? Okay, we're watching. Oh my god. Cornbread salad.
Welcome to another episode of Simply Sarah. Today on the show, we're going to make cornbread salad. Now, what you need to do is bake you some cornbread. You can do homemade
Cornbread. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
cornbread, like I did, or use Boxer 2 as a little jiffy, whatever you want to use. And it depends on how much cornbread you want in yours. This was a whole pound of cornbread that I baked and let it cool and then crumbled it up.
Well, at least it used to be a pound. I ate about 3/4 of it.
This is going to be the sauce for our cornbread salad.
Oh, that's
a cup
a lot
and
of
a half
mayonnaise.
of sour cream.
Oh, it's sour cream. God.
No, it's
yeah, that
no,
would have been.
She's gonna say mayonnaise. I can tell that there's mayonnaise in there. She's gonna say
cup
that.
of mayo, a packet.
Counted! How did you do that? That's crazy. She like predicted the future.
I hate mayonnaise.
What a-
I hate mayonnaise. I hate it, and I can see it from a mile away.
So funny. Fucking call her out. You fucking 360 no scoped her.
Of ranch salad dressing dry mix, and then I'm gonna put a little salt and some pepper.
And Anne says, "Oh my god, I forgot she exists." Amanda Page says, "Jiffy ain't cornbread. Just need gravy and taters." Yeah. Oh man, that makes me crave one of the like the country breakfast with the sausage gravy on top. Oh man, I could fucking mash a plate of that right now. I'm so hungry.
I'm gonna mix it, and then I'm gonna thin it out with about a tablespoon or 2 of milk. Alright, I'm gonna take some of this mixture, at least half of it, and we're gonna put it right on top of the corn.
Oh, this is disgusting, man. Mayo and cornbread. Ugh.
And we're gonna kind of spread it out.
This
And
could be
you're
like
saying-
a bread pudding.
Yeah,
Like-
Nasan, you're saying she's a good cook? You think this is good?
Yeah, we'll just keep watching. I'm sure it's good. This is like southern, ultra calorie rich. You know, she's making like a parfait of southern delights.
All right, I'll give her the benefit of it.
And don't worry.
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. We'll stick
It's
with
going to
this.
get messy because we're going to cover up and do layers in here with stuff.
Yeah, same thing, Amanda. I don't know if I can do cornbread, ranch, and mayo. It just sounds gross.
And if you thin it out a little bit more, it'll really soak down into the cornbread. But don't do it too thin. 1 to 3
It's like a
tablespoons of
bread
milk.
pudding.
Don't do any more than that. We've got 2 cans of pinto beans, rinsed and drained real good.
Frankly, the thing
Normally,
that
that's
stood
the
out
bean
about
you use, but if
me
you want
for
to change
Simply
up your
Sarah
beans to do
that I was
kidney
conveying
or
to you
the-
is
any of the white beans like
how
northern
fat
beans,
she is.
maybe some black eyed peas, or do a mixture of it, you can. I'm just going to push the layers down into the cornbread because we got a lot of layers to go in here and make sure I have room. Next, 2
Her body,
cans of corn.
she looks like she got stung by bees, like everywhere.
Yes, Beefy, SOS for the win. Sith on a single. I'm from the South. I would never eat this.
Just sweet yellow corn, drained real good and rinsed.
I'd eat this.
Most Southern cooking is very much like comfort food. Like, oh man, you go to like those barbecue places and they have like the mac and cheese and the sweet corn and the mashed taters and that stuff all sounds delicious. This is like white trash. I'm sorry.
Real good and rinsed. Spread it out.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
do
it.
a
Was that in video?
What?
No, someone
Let's
did that.
do a little
That was
layer
me.
of
I'm
some
sorry.
chopped onion. I've got a little bit of white.
Sort of made a sound just in exasperation at watching what she was doing.
That wasn't you. It was the person with like the skull face. They went, yes.
Oh, whoa, hey, don't make
That's why
fun of
someone's
anybody.
answering.
It was
you're
yes,
fine.
he was him.
Yeah, that's okay.
And right here, because I needed to use some up.
I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure if it was in video. It sounded like there was somebody like in the background staring at her, like just chiming in with the, "Oh yeah, that's delicious." It's just really right. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. That's all.
May I please ask a question?
Yes, of course.
What is cornbread?
What's cornbread?
Wow.
In Australia, we don't nothing, and
I didn't-
even in Estonia and Poland, it's not a thing.
Does anyone want to?
I
I
didn't
can
know that.
explain it. If
Yeah,
no
go
one
ahead.
wants
I can explain it. It's bread made with corn flour and regular bread flour. So the corn is like in a dry state and then ground up to a starch, just like wheat is.
Well, no, some recipes actually do have little corn niblets.
It's cornmeal.
Isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes you can add real corn to it, but it's mostly at a
It's more
baseline.
cakey.
It's corn flour and white flour mixed to make bread.
But it's like
Wobbuffet,
cakey.
it's practically a dessert, but it's served with barbecue. It's like a very southern delicacy. Trying to think, like if you get a bowl of chili, sometimes you'll get a piece
Oh,
of
yeah.
cornbread, or with barbecue. Trying to think where else do you get a piece of cornbread?
But you can get cornbread also. It's generally sweet, but sometimes you can get it savory with like jalapeno and cheese as well.
Yeah.
Like it can
Yeah.
go one way or the other, but it's generally like it's almost like served sliced like slices of cake out of a sheet pan.
And like cornbread muffins, they're a really big thing in America. Like, go to Dunkin' Donuts, it's like the most popular muffin is the cornbread muffin.
All right, if I ever visit America, I'm coming to see all of you and have some cornbread.
Yeah, let's do it. Cornbread. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Just a little bit of bacon bits if you want to.
Oh yeah, you gotta get some bacon bits in there. That might as well be like a recurring bit for every episode, because it doesn't matter what she's cooking. Let's just get a little bit of bacon bits in there.
Buy you some bacon.
What's that?
The bacon doesn't look cooked.
There's no
Did you
bacon
put it in
there.
already? Yeah, those are the red onions.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Get up, then do a whole package of bacon. Do
A whole package of bacon.
Some chopped
That's
bell
bacon.
peppers. I have green.
Yeah, that's not bacon. That's bake-o bits, which is just basically like dried salt.
Yeah, they're vegetarian
Yeah.
actually, Bacos.
What's that?
Bacos are actually vegetarian, like the actual like real Bacos. There's like actually no meat in those.
Really?
I was raised vegetarian. I always read the labels. Yeah, I thought it shocking. Bacos are actually vegetarian. Yeah. It's just liquid smoke
Go
and
figure.
and food coloring to trick y'all.
Wow.
And red and orange in my fridge. So about
Amanda Page, no sugar in the cornbread? What? You gotta have a sweet cornbread. I'm not crazy about the savory cornbread. I like so it's like Stevie is saying, so it's practically cake.
Yeah, it is
that's
cakey.
good
I like
cornbread.
it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
about one bell pepper chopped up, whatever color you want to use. Then we're gonna put a layer of some shredded cheddar cheese down. Then a large tomato chopped.
This is the world's worst.
On goes the rest of our ranch dressing.
Yes. It is like white trash 7-layer dip. Scout it!
Okay, then you come with a little bit more cheese. Some more bacon bits. And your final layer is some chopped green onion. I like to do the layers in a clear container or one of them glass trifle bowls so you can see the layers. Some people just dump it all in a bowl and mix it. So whatever you want to do, I like to look at all the layers. And then you put a lid on it, let it chill in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours, then take it out and scoop you out some to serve. I just think the layers look all pretty. And it'd be really pretty.
Scoop, yeah. That does not look pretty. It does look like 7-layer dip, though.
I'd
you're not
smash
even-
that. I'd eat the shit out of that.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
man, I don't know.
It's
The
not. It's
mayo?
not like this is way above Kay's cooking. I mean, like I don't know
How
if
do
you
you-
ever watched a full Kay's cooking video, but that shit is inedible.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's
recommended the case cooking, but how do you even serve this? Like, there's no spoon big enough to get all the layers.
Take a couple spoons. I don't know.
You get an
I'm sorry,
excavator.
This gets this gets the what is it, the sad horn for me.
I'd give it a try. There's nothing in it that I wouldn't eat. I don't eat actual bacon, but since those were those fake bacon bits, I'd give it a go. If I could get to the bottom.
I'd certainly eat that. Like I wouldn't consider this bad or even white trash. Like there's way more white trash cooking stuff on YouTube than this.
That's true. I'd try.
I would-
I'd try it.
Like what I
would
consider to
eat
be
a
what I
small
consider to
bite
be
to be
what I
polite,
consider to
but
be
it's
white trash cooking is like white trash cooking is like when a woman takes like 2 pre-made foods, like I'm gonna take this canned chili and I'm gonna take this canned cream corn, and they just pour it all into like a casserole dish and then cover it with like a block of cheese. That's white trash cooking to me.
Fair enough.
It's not
Yeah.
it's soup, basically. It's just cheddar cheese soup.
Just
And it'd be really pretty if I had
casseroles
that.
involving like pre-made foods mixed together and then covered in a block of cheese. That's like the white trash special.
Yeah.
Glass
It's just
container
so
so you
deep.
can really see the layers.
It's so deep.
So there you have it. Cornbread salad my way. Now, if you want to spice this up, you can chop up a couple jalapenos and add in there too.
I'll give her credit because she said jalapenos was
I know.
yeah instead of calling them jalapenos. I'll give her credit for that.
All right, so
Good for her.
so we're gonna wrap it up. This is gonna be the last video, but I figured we'd leave on a good note and hear from our good friend about the old chicken delight, margarita, extra shot of tequila.
I don't want to be in this anymore.
I get
I
it.
want out. I want a divorce.
Chicken delight.
Understand.
Do you understand?
I do. So what do you want? Chicken delight, mixed fajitas. What do you want?
Why are you even freaking asking me? You know what the hell I get at every restaurant that we eat at.
Chicken
Seriously?
delight, side of queso.
Chicken delight,
Yeah.
chips and salsa,
Uh-huh.
queso,
Queso.
and I want a frozen strawberry margarita.
Extra tequila.
One extra shot of tequila, yes.
I got you.
Okay, then we're good then.
All right.
Every time. Chicken delight.
I don't
Chicken
want to
delight.
be in this anymore.
I get it.
want out. I want a divorce.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Do you understand?
I do.
I've
So
got to
what do
go
you
walk
want?
my puppy.
No, we're leaving it anyways. Thanks so much for joining, guys. What were you gonna say, Nelson?
Thanks for having me, Fifi. Everybody have a good night.
Yep, good night.
You too. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nelson, did you
Okay.
have something you want to say before we wrap up?
It just seems like maybe I'm misinterpreting this, but every time his wife wants to divorce him, he just gets her a chicken delight and a margarita, and she forgets about it.
I
It's the
think
key to
the
any marriage.
I
Sorry.
think the context is that she's so upset that she's not getting the chicken delight. She's willing to divorce him over it until he's like, okay, we'll get the chicken delight. She's like, okay, then we're good as long as I get my chicken delight, or I'll fucking divorce your ass.
And he's clearly fucked up, and he's like, look, you know the drill.
Yeah, I'll get you the chicken delight.
This is a typical Friday night. You knew I was going to get drunk. Let me get you your chicken delight. And your corn casserole with all the layers.
Yep. All right, chat. Thanks so much for everybody that donated. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm going to drop a little wavy hand for you because I love all of y'all. Thank you so much for getting me to 4K. I really can't even communicate to you how much it means to me. Every single one of you, you are all so kind. Nasan didn't even stay. He just bailed. What an asshole. Stevia, Nick, do you guys have anything you want to plug or anything you want to say before we go?
No, I just want to thank you for a fun evening. So
Yeah, fun as always. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Hey, take care.
Good night, guys.